Hello, Crossfire Esports fans in every corner of our world, and welcome to Day 7 of the CFS24 Grand Finals. I'm your host, Matt Andrews, and we are live here in Hangzhou in China, and it's today that we begin our knockout stage. After 6 days of phenomenal group stage matches, now just 8 teams remain to fight towards the World Championship title of the CFS 2024 Grand Finals. And here in the knockout stage, well, the winners, they will progress on their journey to glory and will fight in our playoffs in front of a live audience in our new stadium. For the losers, though, sadly, their hopes will end right here, right now. It's do or die. Take your one shot. There are no second chances. You have to win in the knockout stage. So let's see which teams are ready to deal with this pressure. First up, our opening match of the knockout stage. It features the number 1 team in Group A, who are China's Q9 club, who only dropped 1 map in their 3 wins. Against them, only finding out yesterday in their game, they are the ANTISOCIAL team from Brazil who need to recover from yesterday's loss and get that win right now. First on our stage, China's Q9 Club. And here are their opponents, the Giants from Brazil, ANTISOCIAL team. We're going to kick off the knockout stage on this amazing stage with China against Brazil, Q9 against ANTISOCIAL team. 2 teams who know how to win when it counts. Who's getting to the playoffs? Let's unlock the future.
At yun na nga, nagbabalik tayo sa CFS Grand Finals 2024. Welcome sa lahat ng nanonood dyan. Kami nga palang kasama nyo for the day. My name's Daydom here with the one and the only Juice Suave. And today is the start ng exciting part natin dito, Josh. It is the playoffs! And we have our first matchup, Q9 versus ANTISOCIAL.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is a single elimination bracket, aka walang bawian, walang pangalawang chance, walang second life, pare, laglagan kaagad. And we're starting it off, man. This is an interesting matchup to me, no? Because I feel like ANTISOCIAL Club, they've gotten in on on the back of having been put in what is arguably a very easy group, no? Where they weren't really tested as much as one would have wanted. Nakita naman natin how they looked against 3BL just yesterday. And call me a hater, but I just feel like ANTISOCIAL don't have what it takes to beat Q9, dude.
Yeah, well, okay, let's see. There is some superstars in this roster, right? And we already talked about it ng konti off broadcast. And you talk about the shot calling ni Viana, and of course you have to address Goken as well. And sure, they have issues when it comes to adjustment during the game. But I feel like over the course of the group stage, everyone has stepped up, right? I mean, kahit nung unang araw pa lang, everyone has been stepping up their game. And ANTISOCIAL, I have some form of belief na nag-step up na sila ng game. But is that enough against the likes of Q9? That's the question.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just that the way that Antisocial now they are third seed for a reason, and Q9 they've been tested against some of the best teams in the world, man. That's just it, right? The fundamentally sound Q9 know how to stabilize, especially in the long run, and the pattern has been that when Brazilian teams started off hot, they eventually run out of gas, especially against Chinese teams that know how to take their time and take it methodically. No? So there's gonna be a lot of work to be done para kay Viana and Goken and the LKK especially. No, kasi when it comes to antisocial team, talagang it's those three. No, and Viana, he's as the IGL. There's so much mental bandwidth that he has to deal with. So we're even gonna be looking more in the fragging department for Goken and for LKK.
You have to take a look as well of where Q9 came from in the context of the group stage, right? They lost only one map, and in my opinion, that's a fluke, no? Losing one map to Ranking Esports, the bottom seed dito ng Group A. So taking down the likes of Vasco Esports, who outranked Antisocial in their particular region. No, I really think Antisocial have some work to do to get past Q9 dito sa ating quarter finals match number 1. But like we said, if they address a couple of their issues, they should have an easier chance to do so. And you gotta remember as well, Josh, this is a best of 5. Kumpara sa ating group stage, that is just a best of 3. There is a lot more room to work with dito. But that kind of works as a double-edged sword, right? You have to be better at your other maps. This is a best of 3. Dalawa or tatlong mapa lang makikita mo. And sure, you can pick your 2 best maps. Yeah. Pero dito, nagkakaubusan talaga ng mapa eh. No? So in a best of 5 where we can extend to all 5 maps, that's where I think Antisocial mauubusan laban sa Q9 dito.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. That's exactly what I was like getting at, right? Q9 Club, they have a really well-rounded roster here that doesn't need any stars to really stand out, as opposed to Antisocial, who are essentially the polar opposite of how Q9 play. No? And especially with that being said, no, with again, best of 5 Brazilian teams, that same trend of starting it off hot doesn't just necessarily mean one map, but looking at like an entire best of 5 series, man, I would not be surprised if Antisocial team just run out of gas. Kasi nga, again and again, we keep saying this, no, it's not sustainable to depend on only one person. See what happened to SGG Reborn. Now, there's a lot of holes that they need to plug. It's always gonna be the Yobib show. And similarly as well, nakita natin out of Imperial against Evolution Power just the other day in their group stage match as well, kung paano umikot yung mga bagay-bagay. And ito yung mga KD standings natin, oy, si Yobib, si Idol. No, and yeah, again, this brings us back to this. Yeah. Yobib is a high-performing player, but this calls into question, why is he high-performing? Is it because the team is supportive around him, or is he putting the entire team in his backpack? No, so there's so many things that can be said about, I don't know if it's the system that's been set up by these teams within their squads and how to win in the tournament format, right? Pero kita talaga natin dito, no, those at the very top, not necessarily gonna be a good thing. Kasi say for example, Q9, si Koi, this guy's KD is 1.69 for a reason, and that reason is because Q9 is a well-rounded roster that supports around him. The same for ZY and all gamers. And kita nga naman natin what happened to Goken just yesterday.
And you can say the same thing para dito kay Famous. No? You see him top 3 in the KD rankings for Swamp Gaming. So there is still a discrepancy. There's still these players with a lot of talent that might not necessarily find the same success as the ones in the top rosters. Pero let's see if Antisocials have worked their kinks out. It is the knockout stage. And as I mentioned, there's a lot on the line para dito sa kanilang squad. No, Antisocial have definitely a lot to prove and a lot to lose up against Q9, who remember Q9 not dropping a single series, only dropping a single map. Meanwhile, Antisocial, they lost to the top seed of Group D, which is 3BL Esports. So yun pa lang, no? Yun pa lang is telling of already what the state of this series is going to be, unless Antisocial can break that code.
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot to be asked for, especially since it is a BO5, no? And the way that Antisocial went out yesterday with if I'm not mistaken, that was a 2-0 sweep, courtesy of 3BL. Even, yeah, it went to overtime, but still, right? Pag naubusan na kasi ng strat book ang ang antisocial team, talagang nahahalata natin. They turn off their brains, go all the way in, press W, and hope to hell and back that Goken and the LGK just pop off.
Yeah, here we go, a little look into the numbers of Q9 so far. Koi with the highest KD out of the entire CFS Grand Final. Lahat ng teams, si Koi yung pinakamataas, no? So, my eyes are gonna be on Koi, one player to look out for. Meanwhile, the other side, it's Goken. That's the star of the show. 1.48 is high as well, but it's a little bit off away from 1.69.
Nice. But yeah, I could not resist. It was right there. Well, yeah, I mean, with that being said, no, nakikita naman natin, at least for anti-social team, it's not super lopsided, no. But a lot of that fragging prowess comes from Goken, and Viana. He really shines on the mid-round calling, but when you're going up against a team like Q9 that has an extensive support system, an extensive strat book that they can access, no, it's something that they need to worry about later on in the game, because mid-rounding will only bring you so far if the set strats are not there and the protocols are not there. And from what you see from anti-social team, man, it's the protocols have not been tested enough.
Yeah. And here we go, the standings from the group stage. LCK Vasco 2-0 and a 2-1 win against Ranking Esports. I mean, Q9, they've shown very little weakness, some inconsistency, when we saw them play against Ranking Esports. And a lot of people really had their heads scratching when they lost to Ranking. But they did win the series, which is what everyone expected in that matchup. Ranking, of course, the team that is plumb last sa group nila, no? So nobody expected Q9 to drop their only map against, this squad that is on their way home. But Q9 still look good nonetheless. It's still parang yesterday then, yung Swamp Gaming up against All Gamers, still almost dropping a single map from the bottom team of their group. On the other side naman, Antisocial, losing a series to 3BL Esports. It's telling of their position currently in the stage, and I feel like Antisocial, they're a team that are still trying to bust their way through international success. No, of course, Goken already had some taste of that as the superstar, and the same can be said for a couple of their players as well. But parang kulang pa para sa Antisocial.
Yeah, there's definitely something missing here, no? And that adds on to the fact that arguably Antisocial have come out of the easiest group, no? Teams untested. Next stop, of course, if I'm not mistaken, last out of Vietnam. SGJ, despite being first out of the Philippines, man, their group stage here, it's arguable as well that their first seed placement out of the playoffs was a fluke or not. So here with the key players we have right now, I mean, Goken definitely started the show for Antisocial. For Q9, it's going to be Koi, as we saw earlier, no? Highest KD in the entire tournament as of right now.
Mm-hmm. So definitely impressive for Koi, but we can never discount Goken. No? I mean, this man has a cult following almost. Goken has an insane reputation, and deservedly so. No, he's been around for quite some time, and he has put the numbers on the board din naman. And so, an exciting matchup at hand dito, no? Antisocial with a lot to prove against Q9 after a somewhat successful
we got the predictions.
Group D. But let's take a look at the predictions
fun.
dito. Is there anyone who predicted Antisocial?
I swear, if somebody has, it's probably someone from the Philippines. But we know that the Portuguese broadcast definitely gonna be going all in for Antisocial here. I mean, who doesn't like Goken? This guy's just an insane player, man. You put him in a 1v3 and more often than not, he still gets that. There you go. No surprises there.
Yeah.
Shout out kay Bell, EDM, and Paldino, man. Believing in their fellow countrymen to make it through here up against Q9. But it's just that even with the star power that Antisocial have on their team, it's still being called into question what that macro looks like. Because we saw against 3BL, who, let's be honest, man, 3BL are a team that are still trying to break through the glass ceiling for EU MENA. What does it look like going up against one of the strongest franchises in Crossfire, which is Q9?
Mm-hmm. But one thing to consider dito, Josh, no, Viana, ADRF, Goken, between these three players, there's almost 30 years of cumulative Crossfire competitive experience. No, that's comparing to the players of Q9 na si Yu yung pinakamatagal na naglalaro, only 4 years, which is a long time, by the way. Don't
That
get
is
me
a
wrong.
long time.
Pero compared to, let's say, ADRF, who has been playing this game for a decade competitively, it's not even close, no. But it's still a question of fundamentals. It feels like Q9 has the advantage of having more sound fundamentals. Meanwhile, Antisocial have that experience for, like I said, majority or some of their players dito. So that's gonna come into play here as well.
Look at
The
Mexico.
composure, pero yeah, Mexico. Well, and it's kind of a fluke, right? Because it's only one game. It's only
Yeah,
one series.
exactly.
So
It's-
they've
it's,
won one game, so it's 100%.
It is interesting though. The sample size, it's pretty obvious what maps these two teams do not like playing on, as you can tell. Mexico definitely not one of those, man. It's pretty funny. It is pretty funny if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but I could definitely see Ankara, Compound, they prioritized here by the side of Q9 Club. Pero Antisocial naman, they're a team that likes playing sub-base a lot. Black Widow, Compound, they're no strangers to either. So we might be seeing all four of those. The question is, what is the final map going to be? Eagle Eye. One thing we didn't notice, no, in Eagle Eye, both teams surprisingly have a lot of games. So that could be a decider dito, map number 5 for both of them.
Yep.
Seemingly,
I think it has been recent China na a lot of the teams have been developing Eagle Eye. I think one of the reasons why, of course, Eagle Eye with the recent changes na meron sila no, on A side, if I'm not mistaken, no, it has resulted in quite a few people starting to pick up that map as a surprise map pick. Kahit sa Pilipinas, no, we had SGJ specifically targeting Eagle Eye. That way they have a sure win in the later part of CFSPH.
So it'll be interesting to see that. But it begs the question, how prepared is Antisocial for Eagle Eye? Because it seems like reps have been done here for Q9, albeit mataas yung translation percentage dito ng Antisocial when it comes to Eagle Eye. So let's see if they bring that out, if they let it get out of the map dito. But I'm seeing dito an Ankara priority for Q9, then maybe a Compound second pick, and then Antisocial going for something like sub-base, and then Black Widow sort of tie things up. Port is, I think, a must-ban for Antisocial. They
Yeah.
haven't had success in Port this year.
Although I am gonna be expecting this ban out of Eagle Eye here, it's probably gonna go to based on yung map priority and the number of reps that both these two teams have right now. No, I have a feeling we're gonna go back to the very normal maps, possibly leave Mexico out as a decider because neither of them have too many reps as well. So I'm not seeing a ban for Mexico happening. But I do feel like Eagle Eye is something that might be targeted here by Antisocial.
Unless Q9 takes Mexico away. I mean, yes, they won their only map in Mexico this year. But we've seen a pattern of these from Chinese teams. Immediately banning out Mexico unless they fancy taking their chances at that. Pero ito na tayo, Antisocial. I would expect something like a port priority ban dito. Either that or Mexico, either one of the two. But Port definitely one of their more lackluster maps. So, they're gonna ban Mexico first. So maybe Q9 sila yung mag-ban dito or mag-decide if we're gonna go into Eagle Eye or not.
Isn't that funny? The South American team banning out a city from South America.
Wait, Mexico is in North America, no?
Is it no, dude? What? No.
Mexico.
You have to cross the border, and that border is what separates North from South America. What?
It's the U.S. Mexico border. Josh, Mexico is in North America. Josh, Mexico is in North America.
Okay. I concede.
I have a Black Widow ban on out, so it seems like Antisocial will be risking that port map, no?
They don't risk it. They pick it up actively.
Wow.
Although to be fair, man, Port on LA specifically, right? Knowing Goken as a sniper, man, I see the willingness here, knowing that they have that firepower to fight on Port, right? We've seen what they can do on Port to a certain degree, right? They got tested though yesterday, but get used up too much. The GR side gonna be here for Q9. Pressure on for the first half is gonna be on Q9 to make the most out of that GR side. Oh.
So, I think pinili nila yung port dito just to get it over with. For our first map, well, we'll be starting on the blacklist side. I mean, port is a map where a lot of things could happen, right? I mean, we don't see this map a lot for a reason because it's kind of a volatile map. In a very different sense from Mexico. Mexico is a map na kaya hindi pinipili, very one-sided talaga. Port is a map where a lot of things could happen. There's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of rat spots that you can take advantage of in port. And it's very hard to pin down. So I think still a lot of things could happen. Subbase picked up para dito sa second map for Q9. Looking at the numbers, it's their third least played map. No, and it's also one of their lowest win rates, success rates.
Okay,
Eagle Eye prioritized. And I feel like Antisocial, they're kind of letting the maps pan out. They're parang hinuhuli talaga nila dito yung fundamental maps. And they kind of want to make it it's sort of a volatile map dito for these two teams.
Yep.
Just to try and put this in their favor.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you would want to do. Again, talking about Q9 as a team that is very drilled, very fundamental, right? So you got to go and bring them to maps that they're not as comfortable, aka more gimmicky maps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Sub-base port, of course, Eagle Eye as well with that with the mid tower, right? So those are some gimmicky maps that where you can't really expect the Chinese fundamentals to always be the same. Yeah. So it really just brings out a lot more potential for surprise plays out, like that little maze in mid that we have on Eagle Eye as well, right? So compound gonna be the end here. I actually kind of do like what Antisocial team have done here, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing, right? You think about Antisocial team as a squad that has to start fiery and keep that fire up all the way until the end, and then it becomes a question of whether or not Q9 can outlast that.
I think the answer, how this works out is Q9 can outlast Antisocial, and Antisocial, their game plan is tapusin agad natin to. So I think port is where that is going to be set. If Antisocial can win port, I think they have a shot at this series. If hindi, then hindi.
yeah, that's true. I mean, port's gonna have to be that one spark that's gonna turn into a full-on flame for Antisocial in this series, man. There's so much work to do, pare. I mean, even with the existence of LKK and the existence of Gouken, no, just the sheer amount of times that Q9 have been drilled here, or any Chinese team for that matter, no, it's something that's a risk that has to be taken because you're trying to catch the fundamentals off guard for Q9. So there is hope, but yun nga talaga, no, they need to be able to get port. Otherwise, it's not a good precedent for the rest of the series, man.
yeah, it's I think more than that, parang imposible na makabawi dito. I mean, sure, we're just laying our predictions dito, no, but in my opinion, feeling ko pag hindi nakuha ang port ng Antisocial, there's no way they're gonna be answered back in Ankara, in the fundamental maps. Go to compound. I don't think we're gonna see the light of day for Antisocial then. So it has to start strong for Antisocial, and it has to start from the get-go, in my opinion. Eagle Eye, I think it's a coin flip nga eh. We talk about gimmicky maps and things where anything could happen, and the recent trend in China makes it feel like even Eagle Eye is a fundamental map now for them, no. So yeah, it's a scary prospect for sure for Antisocial, but man, this team's got a lot of experience. This is not their first time in a behemoth matchup.
In nga talaga, no? And the thing about Antisocial, pare, they're just a team that, again, we're gonna keep saying this and repeating it because it just remains true. No, they have yet to prove us wrong, but Antisocial, they are essentially the underdogs, pare, of this matchup. There's just no way that anyone would have expected the Antisocial to even get to this point, honestly, if it wasn't for quote-unquote, again, the easiest group, right? Pero ito na nga, we're gonna be starting this series. First map out of the best of 5, first match of our knockout stage. It's do or die right now, no second chances here. The Brazilian third seed, or Q9, one of the oldest franchises in Crossfire. Gokin versus Koi. Who will win? Who will strike first? We'll find out right now. Here on Port.
Ang tanong, yun na nga. First map of the day. Josh, this is gonna be a spicy one. It's Port. It's Q9 on the defense. Sila yung nagsisimula sa GR side dito. And one of the things that we've seen here in Port that really can shake things up is yung CA control. That cat area has been really a stepping stone. Lalo na for Swamp Gaming, no? It's what they used against, I believe that was Cheng to Old Gamers. It was such a big headache nung nasa GR side sila. So, that's one thing to watch out for. But it seems like Antisocial steering clear of both mid and LA. So, yung cat is currently clear as heck. Pwedeng mag-push ng konti dito yung Q9 kung gusto nila.
If they do choose to. Pero kasi this is Q9, no? Again, the GR side is a very strong side of the map, no? Very lopsided kasi yung Port dito. So, Antisocial, they're definitely gonna have to do some digging, poking, prodding, whatever it is you can ask for. They're not even holding on to CA early in the round, no? So, Q9 talaga confident in how they play this map. But now, instead of being thrown out here, ADRF gonna try and make an attempt to see if there's anyone here in CA. Wala muna siya makikita. Unang pagkatawid niya dito pare pagkatalon, si XMY nakabantay. And there's so much utility being thrown, no? Yung early chip damage like this, it really makes a difference when it comes down to the gunfights. Pero with Antisocial poking and prodding like this and Q9 not responding, but they're giving them absolutely nothing. Zero information.
48 seconds. Konting oras na lang for Antisocial to decide kung magko-commit nga ba sila sa LA push na to. You ready to receive, and there's a flash coming on. And 39 is not a lot of time. Antisocial have to decide soon. Wala silang mid-control. There's a little bit of presence down in A. Oh, what an early shot from ADRF, taking down XMY. And Koi with a deep angle, almost deep in RS, will be going into the site with you, who will shut down that entry frag. That is ADRF, pero Q9 in control pa rin. That's gonna be able to hold back this site as they take down a couple more. LKK will be taking control of Itaas.
He needs to plant.
Tinanong niya ng C4. Good shots from Goken. And here we go. The post-plant of the superstars. Koi versus Goken. Is there gonna be another superstar start for Goken dito up against Koi?
Oh, no. Koi knows.
And all you have to do is play time. Koi has to push, has to defuse. Goken can just wait.
Yeah. Just needs to wait for the last possible second here. Of course, going to be playing on the longer angle in the hope that Koi over pushes, shows his head, going to be seen.
Uy, di nakita.
They're hindi yata napansin ni Goken. It's probably the stretch reg. Now, Colt out. Oy, ayan na nga. No surprises here. Goken, of course, the superstar. When it comes down to it, he will be one to get that clutch, pare. At medyo kanina pa nga yun, no? Or the last few days, whenever we see the stats, Goken is always that one man who has the most clutches here out of Antisocial.
Yeah. And that's the experience shining through, no? You cannot get nerves when you have that much experience in the bank. And Goken, ooh, early contact. Ito naman ang nade, as XMY will be the one to take down WY. So medyo hirap ang Antisocial makapasok dito.
Viana?
IGL Viana finds XJ, will be going down.
A little awkward here for Antisocial, man. Having lost him early like that, but again, LKK, in important moments like this, he has to stand up. And now ADRF as well, showing himself 3v3 to equalize here. But Koi has an idea about where they might be going. Playing around in Z, pero wala mo na nga abante. So Antisocial, after those 2 kills, going to be poking and prodding around again for more openings in the defense of Q9, knowing that now they are 2 men down. ADRF waiting for the push out, but Koi is just faster. Hello, good sir. Ngayon si LKK makukuha ni YU. It's gonna be Goken now again in a 1v3, pero nakuha niya na yung isa. C4 in the hands of the hero again. Will he get away with murder? Will he get away with another daylight robbery? We'll only find out in the next few seconds kasi Goken pare He needs to play this perfectly.
It was good for the clutch in that last round. Pero this time, C4 hawak pa niya. Playing very defensive for now. And look at X, M, Y, and U. Hinahanap talaga nila kung nasan si Goken. Now, the good thing about this is Goken, if he makes his way, if he runs towards the site right now, I think kaya niyang itanim yung C4 and get into position in time before the push commences mula kay X, M, Y, tsaka kay U. Pero hindi niya nakita. From behind, they strike. And Q9 put themselves on the board. 1-1 tayo dito.
Yeah, the thing about Q9, man, they are a team that knows how to play their advantages. Unless talaga, sometimes in those situations, just comes down to the timing. Now you can see how it plays out, no? 1-1. Right now, CF Antisocial can possibly generate some momentum. Right now, the plan, as you're on the BL side, is to get as many rounds as possible because the GR side has to be abused. Otherwise, pagka-switch ng sides, yung Q9 ang mahihirapan, no? But, all this utility being thrown out in Z, there's no one here. Look how heavy that mid defense is from Q9. And YJ's positioning right now is going to be very interesting, knowing that they have not heard a single peep from Q9, at least so far.
Lalam ni YJ. Holding down Z. Backed up by the IGL Koi na nakatingin sa mid. Flash is coming out. ADRF with the entry and YJ. Walang nahanap for now. Kita niyang pumasok na, so that's info given away. Rotations through for Q9. And medyo natagalan yung antisocial. 3 na. Yung nasa defense dito sa B, so they have to back off.
A lot to be done. And YJ doubled up with XJ here on B. I like the smoke, actually. Makes Antisocial a little bit too careful about both corners here outside of house.
Mm-hmm. Pero tira mo yung pathing dito ng Antisocial.
Viana.
Making their way to mid. Viana actually making his way to cut. At mukhang lipat dito, pero YJ naka-discover ng flank. That's WY going down in 50 seconds. Antisocial really taking their time. Pero kailangan na lang mag-execute soon enough. 4 people still in limbo. Di pa rin sila makapag-decide dito, Josh. Wala pa rin silang space na nakukuha. Their flank going down means they have to be extra careful. And with Koi pushing up, should be able to discover LKK.
If you can get the right timing,
perfect
though.
Timing. That's deadly. ADRF gets spotted and Koi will be able to smash this attack before it even begins. Goken again. An impossible task. And yun na nga, Q9 pull ahead 2-1.
Yeah, and again, we go back to the way that Antisocial's calling needs to get better. The macro needs to get better. Because the way that it looks like right now, there's not too much coordination. The timings, the spacing between the players is something that is not ready for those flanks, not ready for some odd utility to be thrown around, or the occasional early kill from YG or XJ.
And ito yung sinasabi natin ng problema ng Antisocial kanina, no? That mid-rounding, the mid-adjustment.
Ooh, ADRF.
A little bit hard to get through. ADRF, good first contact. This time, sila yung makakuha ng first kill.
But look at the damage.
Yeah. Medyo mababa na. HP ni Koi tsaka ni XJ as they make their way and create a bit of space in LA as well. Antisocial. This is a much more interesting approach, no? It seems to be working. Yung C4 nasa base pa.
Yeah. They're waiting for Q9 to overcompensate for the mistake na ginawa nila kanina, no? Because they know that they're down a man. The idea here for Antisocial is to wait for them to try and find a way to equalize those numbers. And now Koi, having been caught in that attempt, going to be falling at the hands of WY. So here, big problem. They've actually doubled the openings now for Antisocial to get inside. But here, XJ, oh no, he gets taken down early. YU on top of the bridge, down at the hands of Goken. It's going to be XMY now. Near in a 1v4. An impossible task ahead of him. has to move forward. Look at this movement, actually. The pathing is great. ADRF not aware, not even thinking about the possibility. Goken inside the smoke as well. Waiting for it, but still gets shot down. ADRF turns around at the right time.
Yeah. 2-2. Antisocial. Nakikita mo talaga, no? Itong dalawang team kasi na to, mataas yung first kill and then win round percentage nila. No? That's been the trend so far. No pattern broken yet. Yung unang maka-first kill has been the team to win the round. I mean, at least in the first 4 rounds dito. So it's really so important na hindi magpahuli ang mga players dito on both sides.
Yeah.
And in that regard, Q9 has the advantage. I mean, they are on the GR side, so they could just play defense.
Exactly. The problem is, right, if Antisocial get away with more than 2 or 3 rounds, then it will have been an unproductive first half for Q9, knowing that GR side is so lopsided on this map. But here, Koi, good for the defense, takes down ADRF on the way inside. YU repositioning as the rest of Q9, looking for a way to connect with their teammates who are now separated. WY continuing to push forward here. Goken takes down XJ in an attempt to get inside. YU on the retake, misses the shots, flashed out, only seeing white light. And here, they get exterminated by Antisocial.
Wow. Timeout early from Q9. And I like the approach there from Antisocial. Bait and switch. Slow rotate through Cat. Attack LA. And just the right amount of utility, placed at the right time. And they take the round. Antisocial pulling ahead. And as you said, Q9 kailangan nila mag-ipon ng rounds on the GR side. Which is why they're on the early timeout. Naunahan na sila eh. Ahead na dito ang Antisocial by 1.
Yep.
They're looking confident as ever. Habang naghihintay tayo dyan ng ating game, shoutout muna sa mga viewers natin dyan. Good afternoon sa inyo.
Good afternoon. Sana di kayo nagsasawa sa amin kasi wala talaga kayong choice, no? Magbabago lang yata yan sa bukas, no? Mochi is gonna be showing up, no? Sa mga nakakamiss kay Mochi, wag. Hindi siya single.
And shoutout sa mga teams na nanonood dyan sa comments. Chulanga and Ubek Maniac, both in the comment section. Shoutout sa inyo.
Large lang dito ako sa Lapu-Lapu.
And shoutout sa constant supporters natin. Uy, absent ata si Boss Ronan today
wala. Baka na-ban na naman. Nababan kasi yan, kaya bumabaliktad yung pangalan minsan eh. Ayan, yung mga nandito everyday yan, sina Ayesa, sina Jessie.
Yes.
Always here, man. You gotta love that. Even if it's no Filipino teams, we're still here to enjoy some good crossfire. But hey, timeout para sa Q9 ngayon. Babalik tayo sa mapa.
Yes.
Because if they end up on a deficit after the GR side, it's not gonna be a good look for the second half.
Yeah. And you gotta remember as well, right? We said the stakes. Antisocial need to win.
Is it a medium rare?
They need to win port. I'm just gonna gloss over. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. They need to win port for a chance to win this series. And so far, well, they're getting there at least. Good lead. As BL side, alam naman natin mas mahirap dito. But they're making good shots. I mean, here's the thing, right? Yung problema kasi ng Antisocial is that mid-rounding. But if you start the round good, if you keep that control, you don't need to adjust the mid-rounding call. Yep. Yung 2 rounds na natalo dito ang Antisocials, they lost the first player, they couldn't mid-round, they lost. But the 3 rounds they've won, sila yung in control eh. So they need to keep this control.
Why you? Oh boy, I don't think they're gonna be expecting. IDRF has to get off the angle and to push out through warehouse as well. YU is aware of that possibility, so he has to back off, make sure that he's still alive at least for now. And again, yeah, we go back to that story about how Antisocial and I think all Brazilian teams, right, at this point, it's just a pattern. They started off hot and they struggled to keep that consistency throughout the entire map. So Antisocial on the back of that, the attempt now from Q9 is to stop that momentum, no? Make sure that they can't get started up again so that they cannot do that same Brazilian thing that leads all the way to a win. There's only one person here, man. Only one. That's going to be XMY on LA.
Ooh.
Goken out on the lurk. All the flashes here. XMY good for the first shot now. Flashes as well still being thrown his way. YU takes down ADRF and the backup is here already. They run right into a brick wall and the LKK and Goken left scratching their heads. What the hell has happened?
Mm-hmm. All alone. First shot not connecting.
Okay.
Second one doesn't either. Good quick scope. Pero si YJ is the only one to go down. There you go. 3-3. Q9 strike back. And as you mentioned, they stopped the momentum. Task accomplished for Q9 dito. And you gotta remember as well, yung isa sa mga strengths ng Brazilian teams, they're really good at brute forcing.
That
But
is
when
true.
it gets stopped like that, well, parang all or nothing no? Parang all or nothing yung attack ng Antisocial. And that goes for Vasco as well, for Imperial. That's when they start to struggle. When their attack gets
Oh, I like this.
slowed down.
Look at this adjustment. 4-man push
YJ.
out. Oh, he still gets
Still.
one though. It's not really the most fair trade, knowing that the entire squad of Antisocial was behind him. Man, that's a fumble if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, but impressive job for YJ. Nakakuha pa rin siya ng isa. So, yun na nga, no? Kahit 4v4 pa rin, Antisocial. Finding it hard to continue with the steamroll papasok ng B side. So, babagal muna ulit sila. Look for a reset. Pero at least ngayon, no, they don't have a man disadvantage. 4v4 pa rin. And they could try and attempt another cut priority push. And the thing is, yung lurk dito in that house area, hindi nila napapagana no? So maybe they just attempt the B execute. Yun na nga. They're gonna be coming in from up above. XJ, no information. There comes the lineups. XJ trying to wall bang them. Shots not connecting. Counter util being pulled by Q9. Pero WY, will be taken
Koi.
down by Koi.
Oh my
XJ
God.
from the corner. And they did not expect the position of XJ. Naubos ang Antisocial. And Q9 making the most out of this defense.
Again, here we go. This is again where the Chinese teams really excel, right? Responding to what it looks like. The mid-rounding is again, it's something that just continues to be a struggle for these Brazilian teams. But here, approaching the end of the first half, Q9, with this very small gap that they have right now, they need to be able to bring this possibly to a 6-3 to consider this the first half as a productive one.
Lots of mid priority dito, no, as they punish that defense. Pero Koi is a one to punish them for pushing such an awkward angle. There's two for Koi. And they will be able to find Koi in the end. Pero the quick scope from Goken does not work. And Antisocial, they tried to be unpredictable. They pushed the choke point down in mid. Pero sila yung napuro. 2-round lead. And Antisocial go for a timeout.
Napuruan nga lang talaga sila dun, no? Wasn't gonna be an easy one to get through as well. It was, you could see that they were actually cooking, no? 4 people up in CA, if I'm not mistaken. But magandang utility, no? Again, the protocols for the GR side of Q9 are very good, no? You'll notice how they respond. It's think of it like a manual, no? A playbook. Something happens, they know exactly what to do as soon as they realize what's happening, what's coming their way. So Antisocial, they need to find a way past that. This is, of course, the last round here of the first half. I don't know if this timeout is for this last round or if it's walking into the GR side for later as advanced preparation. But we'll see in a bit, no? Because Q9, they seem to have finally gotten their legs underneath them and have slowed down, forced Antisocial to slow down.
I think they're just prepping for this final round on the BL side, no? I mean, of course, they want to minimize damage. So far, yung mga attempts nila hasn't worked out to what they've been hoping. Remember, 5-3, this means may advantage na agad ang Q9 as we go into the second half, no matter what. So, on the BL, Antisocial, gusto nila i-minimize yon. Tingnan natin. May tanong dito si Aire Punte. Shoutout sa'yo. Huling nanalo sa CFS ay Baisha Gaming.
Baisha, they're not
wala sila
even
this
here,
tournament,
man.
Oo. Mhm.
Pero ganun talaga, no, grabing competitive yung Chinese CF. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, no, ang kinalabasan ng Baisha is they were 5th out of China, so they didn't even make it here.
Yeah. Q9, one of those teams that did make it from China.
And they're still here today.
Koy! Uy! Nakasingit si Koy sa cut. This could be deadly.
Could be. I don't think WY is going to be aware of the possibility here, and Antisocial are not very careful. Look, they're going to be walking up that ladder. Koi waiting on the corner. Look where YJ is as well. So much covered here, and Koi is very well aware of that mid presence, so you can actually see kung bakit bantay sarado yung mid ngayon. XJ here, waiting for a cross, but Goken making himself a path into Z, carving it out for now. Just in case there's going to be a possibility, of course, Goken on the lurk has been pretty potent, no? Last round that they did win. Right now, they seem to be best at but here Goken takes on YJ nicely. Viana, despite that preparation from Koi, will get that kill as well.
Yeah. Good anticipation mula sa IGL dito, Viana. Koi, nakasingit nga, pero wala namang nahanap na impact. So, Antisocial. Big advantage as we head to the 43-second mark of round number 9 dito. Uy, kapasok din. Mid-control, contested. But will not be able to find more than a kill. As that is Q9 down to 2. Unless WY goes down as well, this could be a transmittable round. No. Q9, it's XMY against the world.
Yeah, quite a lot of work to be done here. And with only his lonely M4, man, the 1v3 is, it's not looking good. Pero kakatanim pa lang naman ng bomba, so there's that possibility.
Yeah.
LKK, though, spots him out first. And yeah, it's 4-5 here. Datum, I don't know if this can be considered a good half for Q9, no? Because it's just way too close. No, yeah, they are ahead by 1 point, but the GR side is so lopsided on this map that you would usually expect this to be a 6-3, maybe even a 7-2.
But I like the way in-approach ng Antisocial. Yung last round na yun, they went in for the bait. Close angle smoke, they play against it. Pumasok si Koi not knowing na ine-expect ng Antisocial yung push na yun, no? Diana, the entry IGL went in, took care of Koi, got a kill as well. And that's where it fell apart for Q9 on this defense. Ngayon sila naman ang aatake. And this begs the question, handa ba ang Q9 sa mapang to? And it starts here on the first round of their BL side. XJ.
Eating up a lot of that damage, yeah. Man. Sakit nun, pare. Wala ka pang nakikita, biglang ganon. Of course, again, the BL side is one that's very difficult to be played on here in Port, but we'll see how reactive Antisocial are the current attack right now. Look at these nades, man. Because of how slow Q9 are playing, Antisocial are throwing nades in spots that are the usual gathering spots before going all in on a certain side of the map. Looks like the call's been made now to go over towards B. YJ, YU. Waiting here as WY and Viana are doubled up on the angle. Wait for the utility to be thrown out. XMY ready for it. Line up now. Viana and another kill on the board right now. He is aware of that push. He has to play on the back of sight. And he does take down one because YJ does not check his corner to C4. Not going to be found out. Awkward para sa kanila, pero si XJ does take down LKK now. And Viana, ADRF trying to play around the walls, trying to stay alive, but they are hunted down one by one by the Q9 members. It's going to be Goken alone. 1v3, but he has done miracles before. Problem now is how does he retake? There's so much utility on the other side. The smoke's up. Goken getting hit, peppered by bullets from Koi, who eventually gets that kill.
Yeah, a bit of a mess of a retake para dito sa Antisocial, no? I mean, I do understand the reasoning. Si Viana kasi nakapasok nang hindi na detect ng Q9, no? Napigilan niya yung C4, tapos lumapit na yung mga players ng Antisocial. Pero magkakalayo sila eh. So isa-isa silang na-challenge. So the retake did not work. Not to mention, Viana went down as well. So, nawalan sila ng control of that post plant. No? Q9 pulling ahead on this BL side. It's not a good sign for Antisocial.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, the BL side is supposed to be hard. We got in there. I don't know about this. Mapapansin mo, this very, very heavy mid defense that Antisocial have on right now. It's not something that is traditional here. You would usually expect more of a default, really. The way that Gokin is actually EDRF rather positioned just in case someone chooses to cross through mid, but that doesn't really happen unless they find some sort of purchase on either extremity of the map. Si Viana naka-ohm siya for now. IGL with the ohm. You've seen this before. Minute and 30 left, and Antisocial have found a way to at least buy some time, no? But it looks to me that they might be going for the same call. Another push over onto B, but this time there's a little bit more manpower on the other side of this. Viana, ADRF, WY on different angles. Z now being overrun by the entire Q9 roster. Again, it's nice, slow, honest, deceptive crossfire. And again, they back off.
Dead silence. Wala man lang kahit isang nade na binabato ang Q9 for now. As for the most part, they've kept control dun sa mid, giving them a chance na dumaan ng cat papunta sa LA. That's exactly what they're doing now. Flash coming out. Nakaranas na dito. Nakaamoy na si Goken and LKK from down under will be able to take a couple of kills. Goken with the quick scope. This is a choke point that Goken will hold. XJ. Oh my goodness, Goken.
Yep. Ito
The
yung sinabi
3K.
natin kanina, man. This is what we said about Port. LA will be Goken's home pagdating ng GR side, pare. At ganun nga, no? They got thrown up against a brick wall and they're left bleeding after that.
And the hold from LKK and Goken. Two veterans, two superstars dito sa Antisocial. Living up to the hype. Keeping us in a close game dito. 5-6. Favoring Q9. And mukhang parehong teams, hirap talaga makapasok from LA now. So, I'm seeing the pattern dito. Q9. It was a pretty straightforward approach from CA. Basically, nag-LA rush lang sila with the utility. But it's kind of hard to get past the sniper from 2F.
Oh, the smokes now. Buying so much time for Antisocial. You can see where Goku is actually situated right now, waiting for the smoke to dissipate. I think Q9 don't like that possibility. Now the warning shot from him. That's definitely going to be throwing them off that angle. Still more preventive utility being spent on the map right now for Antisocial. The problem is, right, the amount of utility that they're using right now before Q9 even make a sound on the map is going to be a problem when it comes to the retake. If they even get there, no, because WY is doubled up here with Goken. Anti-flash for WY and Goken being first contact now. YU getting ready for the lineups to be thrown here. The flash already there. Goken avoids it, takes down one as WY exposes himself. Unfortunately taken down, but Goken is going to double up on that. Damage being done one by one, and here the backup has come. C4 stuck in the middle of sight, and Q9 struggling to find the way forward. Look at that.
Good read. Mula dito sa Antisocial, nilipat nila si Goken sa kabilang side ng mapa. And WY with the anti-flash setup did not work, but it's okay. Goken again put up the numbers. I think 3K ulit yun para dito kay Goken.
It
no?
was indeed. Grabe
13
mag-multi-kill
kills
si Goken, men.
on the board.
Oh, but YJ. First strike for him. Koi finds one as well. Si Goken nakita na dito sa may bridge, but he does get one. Tamang bawi lang para sa Antisocial dito. But they are down a couple of men. It's going to be awkward this time around compared to that last one. Goken pushing all the way up through warehouse. Si XMY nakabantay dito. Just in case. He's just off on this angle. Oh, on the other side of this door, hindi siya nakita. Goken chooses to back off.
3v4, Antisocial. Medyo mahirap tong defense na to. And while yes, Goken, Viana, LKK, these are the three pillars of Antisocial. Still a man disadvantage. 2 snipers, 1 rifle. At mukhang lilipat na naman ng LA dito ang Q9. Cat A push maybe.
Possibly. But LKK is
LKK
right here.
have a chance. He has a chance.
Okay. Well, you want to talk about that.
Wala nahanap si LKK doon. Now it's a 2v4. The shot not connecting from Viana means he is punished. And B site bukas na para dito sa Q9. Long angle shot from Q9 actually. From Goken rather. Finds the flank. But the C4 planted now. It's a 1v3 retake that Goken has to get past. With a decent amount of time. Nag-aabang siya ng pwedeng manggaling sa mid.
Pero wala eh.
Oo.
Oh, and here the smokes are up right now, and he has no choice but to push forward. Throw it at a flash. Can't see XJ on the other side here. Good little flash from him. Tracer is spotted, but he cannot connect the bullets. And now Q9 with another round here. Looking to crawl ever so slowly towards the end of ports.
And yun na nga, no? Pareho pa rin yung sakit dito ng Antisocial. If they lose one man or kahit dalawa, basta nalugi na sila dito in terms of manpower, madali na silang i-overwhelm ng Q9. They make these tendencies to sort of become unpredictable, like LKK pushing mid. But it rarely works out. And Q9, a team that's very good at punishing, this time will fall. At least one of their players will. Yu goes down as well. WY with a quick push. Goken finding Koi, and suddenly it's a round that looks like it is for Antisocial. YJ, ang lalim, will be taken down by LKK, and suddenly Antisocial, eto na, almost there to equalize, and there you have it. 7-7. Good D para sa Antisocial.
Here we go. Tamang bawi lang para sa AS. They have quite a few rounds to go if they do want to catch up, though. So in Q9. To be able to get this port map, man. 3 rounds. There's always that possibility na mag-overtime pa tayo, because it's very clear, no, that Antisocial, they might not be having the best time on the GR side right now.
Might not. And Viana barely surviving. XJ, hindi patama yung bullets niya as WY will be playing from the deep angle as well. Inside the site, Viana will be taken out. And B site, nabuksan na ng Q9 dito. LKK, ito na naman yung mga tendency ng Antisocial to push solitary. Pero this time it works for LKK until it doesn't. Antisocial down to 2, and Q9 will be getting this C4 down.
Okay. XMY also taking down ADRF here. One of the fiery players for Antisocial is going to be a problem now, because Goken's going to be left alone again and again, but it's always Goken. Remember, he's clutch for a reason. Has to push forward, has an idea. XMY hiding behind the box right now. He's still going to be alive. Not going to be showing any kind of skin. Actually repositioned to a better spot, but throws that utility out, and the Colt will end Goken's run.
And yun na naman, no, Antisocial back to their tendencies talaga. LKK pushing up before their teammates got close. And not finding anything for it is the reason that Antisocial lost control of that round. And it pains me to say, Josh, na parang hindi nila binabawasan eh. They don't see them as mistakes. They see them as attempts. And you can see Q9 is benefiting. 1 round ahead, Q9. And isa na lang, match point na sila dito.
Yep. Just one. I mean, if Antisocial can't find a way to fix it right now, then this problem will continue. Yun nga yung sinabi natin, Port will be the catalyst for the victory of Antisocial. But it seems to me that they've already run out, no? The wick is gone.
Yeah, 8-7. Remember, lots at stake for Antisocial. Pag natalo sila sa series na to, bababa yung chances na manalo sila. Or rather, pag natalo sila sa mapa na to, bababa yung chance Nanalo sila sa series na to. Their map pick, a map where they're trying to be unpredictable. So far,
Hey, wait,
working out.
LKK?
Lalim ni LKK dito.
Really good spot. But he has to be careful.
Oh, wala pa
Let's
siya
see.
nakikita. ADRF pushing up as well. Antisocial, good couple of kills. And they will keep control of house dito sa B. YU will be
Wait.
shutting down one. A shot is
WY,
good from WY.
WY.
And that's the round for Q9 dito. Really nice attempt, but Antisocial will be the ones to keep hold of the round. Sila pala mananalo.
Gotta find out how it goes here. 8-8. Tapatan ng dalawang team, dalawang kapulan natin. And as you wait, YU this time, along with a whole contingent of Q9 players making their way up through LA. ADRF gonna be in CA waiting for something to happen, but Gokin, again, this is Gokin's home. Di ka basta-basta pwede mag-push dito kasi alam mong nandyan yung Gokin eh. Kaya kailangan mag-ingat talaga ng Q9. It's a very slow change of pace for Q9 this time compared to the last few rounds.
And this is because of Q9. Big adjustment from them. Expecting na magpupush dito ang Antisocial. But no. Apart from that Cat A control play mula dito kay ADRF, standard lang yung defense ng Antisocial. Another LB push. House swarmed mga players dito ng Q9. And ito na, nag-set up na sila ng mga lineup. Smokes are there. But the moment na mawala dito yung smoke, Josh, papasok ang Q9 dito.
Mm-hmm. And now they go. Yuto, Smoke's not going to be out. Viana panicking, has to back off. Make sure that he's safe behind the walls right now as YJ pushes forward, but he's going to be immediately punished again. The C4 going to be caught out in the open. Flashes out. WY not going to be seeing anything but white right now. XJ searching out for targets, but will be taken down, slashed down way too fast. And now X and Y, you have to find a way to bring this back. The only sniper now going to be left alone. Gokin down! Surprise, good sir! And he is aware. Switches to the Colt. ADRF trying to run it down, trying to catch him in the middle of his rotation. There is time. He's gonna get this bomb down. And ADRF out of nowhere, left alone on B site.
1v1. XMY literally 12 HP but has the advantage of position. I think hindi niya rin nakita kung nasan si ADRF, no? So hulaan talaga to kung saan manggagaling ang isa't isa. But XMY has got the right idea. Play towards LA. Wait for the defuse tap. Pero yung smoke ni ADRF, sakit sa ulo para sa kanya.
Yeah. Possibility of him crossing, and he actually has gotten away with it. XMY is none the wiser. The defuse already coming through. Trying to and play as the ninja, and here ADRF bounces it out. Series point. Set point, rather. Para sa Antisocial. Series na kaagad, no? Good morning.
Yeah, and these players getting hyped up. You can see ADRF Viana nagsisigawan na dito. They know what's at stake, and they know what this means. Remember, they win port, they have a chance to win their first playoffs game. And they're one step away from taking the first map dito against Q9, a team that everybody predicted to win, except for the Portuguese.
Except for the Portuguese. Alright, now we're gonna find out how. Does it go to overtime or will Antisocial strike first here? Ito na magkakaalaman. Q9 in a much more awkward position. Actually, you can see Antisocial playing inside of Z. Tatlo sila nakabantay, nag-aantay ng B push kasi nga Q9 have only been winning on B the last few rounds.
Kahit post-plant, no, hindi sila makapag-defense sa A. So, pretty good idea in my opinion. But they have to get past Z. Aggressive defense mula dito kay Antisocial. WY Tinetest niya pa nga kung may magpupush ng smoke. Eto na, YU. Challenging, and WY good for 2. There comes Viana as well, and Q9 this round has fallen apart. 3 players down. Q9 walang control ng C4. And there you go. LKK takes on 1 XMY all alone. Will not be able to do anything. Antisocial take port.
Yeah, we said they needed this win, and they did get it, man. It's gonna be such a hard time right now. But even then, pare, I still feel like it's an upward climb para sa Antisocial, pare. Even having won this, you get to get through this entire best of 5, because whether we like it or not, man, Port was probably the best map that we were gonna be expecting Antisocial to win. And even then, almost went to overtime. The amount of brain power they needed, the amount of efforts extracted out of Antisocial for this map win, not boding well unless they've really been cooking some stuff over the last few days.
Yeah. But I told you, kailangan nila ipanalo tong port na to, no? At least ngayon may breathing room sila, no? Going into some heavier maps like Subbase and Eagle Eye and Ankara. So, yeah, a bit of breathing room secured para dito sa Antisocial as they secure port. And one thing as well that I like to point out, no, port is a map that enables them to do Antisocial things. Yung pag-push nila, pag-challenge nila individually, I think benefits them here in port kasi sobrang daming angle sa mapa na to, no. Medyo mahirap naman talaga kasi i-contest on a standard sense tong mapang to. So port is a map where you can do that, and I think LKK is the one that made the most out of that, no? Being able to find these rat angles, these unpredictable plays, and Q9 was just not as comfortable in port as they will be in other maps. But I don't think I can say the same, but it's a sub-base that Q9 picked for themselves. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes out. But a real good start for the series, but it's Antisocial. They have a chance to turn this into into their series, no. Pero for now, hinga muna tayo habang hinintay natin yung set summary. Kamustahan muna tayo dyan sa ating comment section. And shout out sa lahat ng viewers natin for this first playoffs game. You know nga, the set summary reveals that it's very much a close game dito. LKK Goken rocking the top of the kill board. Pero si Koi hindi magpapadalo. 1.0 kill per round for Koi.
Yeah. Wow. Even then, no, pare. I just feel like this is way too close to call as well, no? So, some star power out of Antisocial yung makikita natin out of ports. But in the more fundamental maps, aka the more lopsided maps, places like Ankara, Subbase, man, it's gonna be definitely an interesting series para sa atin, no? I do feel like Antisocial do have a lot of potential that needs to be realized, but until we actually see results about it, they will always be the underdogs. Literally, their logo right now.
Which is weird to say. No? You talk about Goken and you talk about Viana and these players that have been playing for the longest time. A lot of people don't consider them underdogs because they root for them, but that's the fact. No, coming from a region that is not necessarily as tested or not necessarily as proven to be as hard as China. But case in point, they still win their first map of the series with Goken being the MVP. I think yung 3K ni Goken in that 1GR side defense is really what they needed to keep this up. But that's one thing as well, right? The one pattern that we've noticed as well from Brazilian teams, when they're ahead, they're pretty good at staying ahead. But when they fall behind, hindi na sila nakakabawi masyado. No? And for the most part, I think it's safe to say that in port, they're mostly ahead in terms of score. Able to keep the 5-4 scoreline going into the second half. Or actually overcoming the 5-4 scoreline for Antisocial. Q9 faltering when it came to the BL side. So, for the most part, Antisocials kept ahead in this map. But in sub-base, things could be a little bit different.
Yeah, there's gonna be quite a few interesting things this time around. This is one of the the better drilled maps for antisocial, but the problem is that they got exposed on this map just yesterday, which is not a good sign because again, Q9 they come from an org that has an extensive support system around them, right? The support staff, coaches, analysts, everything, what have you, know, and whatever their tendencies that were exposed just yesterday, it's possibly been already studied at this point. Of course, it does come down to what happens on the server at the end of the day. As you can see, Goken, Viana popping off, LKK going absolutely insane in that first map as well. And not to mention si ADRF, who has been having a quiet couple of days, no, yung match nila kahapon, he wasn't really doing the best that he could yesterday, ending in that 2-0 loss against 3BL. So I think ADRF is in a lot better shape for today.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks good in that particular map. And as well as, well, for the day, ADRF putting himself on the board. I'm looking at his stats, not necessarily as stellar as Goken, LKK, and WY, but when the team needed him, he's there. ADRF, a very consistent player para dito sa Antisocial. When we go to the next map, it's gonna be sub base, and a big question for Antisocial, Josh, is also that consistency. Being able to take a map against Q9 but then dropping the ball hard against 3BL is a very questionable state for
Yeah.
Antisocial. It puts them in a very weird spot where, okay, I guess you can take a map against Q9, but how
But
come
can
you
you
lost?
finish the series, right? That's
Exactly. Yeah.
it's an ever repeated thing about not just antisocial,
A
because
lot of teams.
there are so many Brazilian teams, pare, where again, yeah, they can take a map, but they can't finish the entire series. Where the same thing within a map, right? They can take the lead early, but they can't finish the map as well. So it really calls into question the consistency in the what what system that they've been playing in, right? Because depending on the different teams, there are different approaches to the game. Will it be aggression, aggression, aggression the entire time, which is usual for Brazilian teams, or are we gonna see some actual different looks? No, and credit to Antisocial. Marami silang pinakita dito sa port na magkakaibang possibilities na pwede nilang gawin, no, to be able to play the game. But until we see them winning this series, or at least for me, right, I just feel like Antisocial will still be the underdog at least for the rest of the series.
Yeah, absolutely. Map number 2 here is going to be sub base, and it is a big, big, big task for Antisocial dito. It's definitely a big undertaking for them up against Q9. You gotta remind everyone as well na sub base Q9 yung pumili sa mapa na to, no? So we will see how that pans out. But sub base, one of their not necessarily a comfort map for Q9. Yung inaabangan talaga natin dito where expectations will be seen are in the last 3 maps. Eagle Eye, Ankara, and Compound. But picking sub-base is kind of a power move din no? For Q9.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there, man. It's yun nga, it's the gimmick maps that are starting for this series, pare. So even if Q9 lose here on sub-base, the last 3 maps, they have an insane amount of advantages, right? Because they're a team coming out of China. They have been proven here in the group stage to be so well drilled in their fundamentals, in their protocols, lalo na sa BL side, sa GR side na rin, na pag pumasok tayo dito sa loob ng mga mapa na to, no, Ankara, Black Widow, the likes of that, then you know that in the end, the fundamentals will end. And I mean, we saw Antisocial just yesterday. The way they looked on Black Widow was not the best either.
Yeah. And it's one of those maps na, well, will be banned out today, no? Because Q9 take it away. But we'll have to wait and see how this goes on. Pero for now, hinga muna tayo dito, Josh. Kausapin muna natin ang ating community. As we take a look and wait for the next match to come out. Shoutouts sa mga viewers natin dyan. Uy, si Boss Raymart. Alam mo, Josh, funny story, si Boss Raymart na-meet ko nung pumunta ako dyan sa Cebu. He was my guide nung pumunta kami sa Mualboal.
Oh, really?
Boss
That's actually
Raymart.
so sick, dude.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, so kailan ka ba balik dito?
Umuulan eh. So, bukas na lang.
Bukas na lang. Mahirap pag-drive sa ulan, man. Zero visibility yata sa Manila ngayon.
Ulan. Taas ulan dito sa amin sa Luzon. But here we go. Map number 2. Antisocial 1-0 sa ating series. And Q9 starting off on the GR side.
Here we go. The BL side ngayon yung antisocial. Nakita naman natin kung paano sila maglaro kahapon. A lot of their weaknesses kind of exposed yesterday. See if they can get past that and try and fix things today. Of course, yung match kahapon nga naman ay seeding match lang, no? Para maybe it was some time to experiment for antisocial to even get here, right? No need to overcook in that match. Pero kasi nag-overtime tayo sa dalawang mapa na yun, man. Kaya we really don't know. What is it actually?
Here we go. A very slow approach mula sa Antisocial. And it's been a bit conventional push, except they put a lot of priority towards Portcliff. Baka mag-events play pa nga dito ang Antisocial. Eh, binabasa ko yung comments kaya ako napapatigil dito eh. Sabi ni Sticky Frog, shut up, Daydum. Tumigil
kaya ka para tumahimik. Okay, here we go. Pasok ngayon natin. Social, what is that? Bigla na lang inubos yung mga players ng Q9 sa road ng sites. And now it's gonna be Koi and YU left. Plant gonna go down. YU out through Woods. Takes down Viana. The IGL gonna be stricken down, but there's 4 more obstacles in the way before they can get towards that bomb. Smokes here in second mid. Preventing YU from pushing forward. Discouraging Q9. LKK from MR. Magandang positioning. Nakita si Koi, pero si YU din. Hanap siya. FTHP and a lot of work to do. YU, good for 1, but now, kalahati na lang yung bomba, man. The fuse is growing ever shorter before the eventual detonation. Now, having made it into MR, has to check out all the angles. ADRF waiting and strikes him. First round goes to Antisocial.
At yun na nga, Antisocial strike first. And the trend continues. Koi calling the shots now. And Q9 getting pressed. Nakikita mo, they're starting to crack dito, Josh, no? A lot of worry in the faces of the players ng Q9. And the thing is, that's when things get scary for Q9. When the mental of the player starts getting affected, you know that Antisocial have gotten into their heads.
Yeah. I mean, when Goken activates God mode, it just happens, man. Pero bakit simula yung round na to para sa Q9, the XMY does find Viana first. So I honestly think that that's more of an advantage than anything else, right? Because now he can dedicate his mental bandwidth to just calling the team. It's going to be a slow push up. Koi waiting here in Luwag for somebody to show some sort of pixel angle. Misses the opportunity, gets that kill first now, but ang bilis ng trade. ADRF already inside of the map, already inside of the site, but cutting out the rotations here. YJ finds Goken, that's the god gone. WY and ADRF pushing all the way up towards the players of Q9 down to their deaths. Gonna be WY now left. No chance to plant the bomb for now, and YJ is coming up on Luwag as well. Stifling him. You can feel it. Running out of space, running out of oxygen inside of A site right now as Q9 is swarming around him like a pack of bees. But they do find one, and in the end, though, he will still fall.
Grabe yun. Munti ka na from WY. And this is what you like seeing for this Brazilian squad. Players hyped up. Everyone turning up para dito sa kanilang playoffs game. And that could have been something beautiful for WY. But you can bet, Josh, yung mga players ng Q9 dito are starting to melt. Kasi yung yung antisocial, you can see them screaming. And they're not screaming at themselves. Yung katapat nila, yung sinisigawan nila.
But
At
they're
alam
just
niyo ba yung
happy.
sinong katapat nila? Yung Q9 right in front of them. And one of the most vocal players here, Viana. And, ano din yan eh. Mental game din to eh. This is what makes a difference as well sa LAN, no? Nakikita mo yung expressions ng kalaban mo eh.
Yeah. LAN is just different like this, man. And now with XMY and U, at essentially one bullet away from death, Antisocial gonna be very confident about pushing in like this, having known that they've done that damage. Here. Lineups now. That's gonna be the call in a bit. The smokes are up here in Luwag as well. Up in second mid, discouraging that kind of push. Lineups now, smokes. To get YJ off the angle. But Antisocial, not gonna be swayed at least for now.
Minute left. Q9. Very heavy stack papunta dito sa Luwag. Flash is coming in. Shot not connecting and Koi will be going down. Antisocial, an effective push. Si Yu nakatago pa rin. Oh, hindi nila alam kung nasan si Yu dito. ADRF. Nagkasalisihan na nga. ADRF. Tingin ka sa likod mo. Yu is right there. Si Yu hindi rin tinignan.
No
Asan
way.
nga ba dito
No
si Yu?
way!
Will be able to get 2 shots in. 2 players down para si Q9. As the same for Antisocial. They take down one, pero XMY still alive and kicking for the clutch. Will not be able to do anything. And Antisocial, 2 rounds on the board.
A little bit awkward on the timing there para sa kanila. Pero hey, it's 2-1. Palitan lang muna. We have no real idea what that momentum looks like for these players. So we'll see. Of course, it's ADRF almost across the entire board right now. Same thing now. Early smokes here in Woods. See if the attempt now is for them to be able to cross into Woods without too much resistance. They have made that. Gotten past it. Gokin already here. Ever so patient as now Antisocial. Looking to poke and prod. I'll try and study what the Q9 defense looks like a little bit more so they have better ways of responding later on.
Oh my
Wow.
God! Goken with a nasty shot onto XMY. Hindi ko nakita si XMY doon. And Goken just takes him out. That's a violation right there.
Sir, that is not legal.
But it was clean as can be para dito kay Goken. Antisocial, the players are fired up. Goken is in the zone. And the C4 will be retrieved by himself. MR is the play, it seems like. But it could just be a rotate play here from Antisocial. Make noise dito sa may woods. Playing up against the smoke. Line up papunta sa CR. Flash is coming through, pero tingnan mo yung C4. Josh hindi gumagalaw. This could be a bait.
Could be. XJ though. Looking around for LKK. Gonna be able to strike first. YJ out on the trade, but YU, look at that! Koi inside the missile, still gonna be alive now. The 2v2 activated the kill from WY. Makes it YJ now. All the pressure on top of him. And the pause called here. Q9 knows that things are running out of their control right now, but wala pa namang pagtanim ng bomba. YJ looking out for it. Gokin inside of LR. I like this. The angle being played right now from him, but the headshot comes in. The C4 taken down. And WY is so low. It might be doable, Datum. And it is 2-2 for Q9.
Yeah, YJ with the save. And that is how you do a 1v2. Catch out the C4 and force the peek from the other player na 1 HP na lang. An interesting approach nonetheless from Antisocial. No? They left the C4 for the pinch in MR. Walang kasama si Goken, no? Nahawak yung C4 while they push from the other side, from second mid towards B. That leaves Goken a little bit vulnerable, but they do take control of the site until they got clutched. In Q9, they were expecting to lose that round. Nag-timeout sila, natatalo sila eh. So a good save from them keeps them in the equal scoreline. But Antisocial, they came into this match prepped. Ang dami nilang pinapakitang strategy.
Looking good. Medyo si YU pare, ginalit oh. Bro has to yap, man. They need to think about what's going on, what the patterns of play are. Of course, it's gonna be a free timeout as well para sa Antisocial. There's really no telling what could have happened, no? There was a little bit of a throw from Antisocial there. No, they had no interest in playing together. No, Goken was just playing around in the locker room and he got punished for it. Unfortunately for them.
And I think Goken could have made his way towards the site. Pwede niyang itanim sana yung bomba, eh, no? Pero naghihintay siya ng pick, eh. Naghihintay siya ng punish. From Q9, siya tuloy yung na-punish. And Antisocial, a hefty mistake. So they have to minimize those mistakes. Q9, still a mountain to... Actually, no. It's still an even game. So all things considered, kahit sabihin natin na may momentum yung Antisocial, Q9 still in calm pace for now. Di naman nagkakalayo yung score. As Q9 still standard on this defense. Just a little bit of a smoke in second mid. Deprives them of information, pero it also limits the options for Antisocial to push. Pero this time, mukhang natuto ng Antisocial. Hindi na nila iiwan si Goken na mag-isa. Yes, it's a slow approach.
It's so heavy, man. It's so heavy here in Woods. Now, yung pag-push out nila, second mid, si YU nasa may kabila. Walang makikita dito si XJ. Maganda ang nagawa niya. Panimula kay ADRF. Still, not gonna be able to take down the second. But look at this. Antisocial taking them down one by one. Now it's gonna be a 2v3. Pero pare si Goken, si Viana. Tamang bato lang ng grenade dito. At popcorn na yun kaagad. But oh my God, Goken! Out through that angle, takes it down. And YJ now gonna be left with an impossible task. Yes, they're low, but the problem is there's just way too many angles that he has to check. Way too many crosshairs to be worried about. And with a bomb down like this, the time is not going to be on his side either.
Let's see. Has a good window to work with. YJ clearing up the angles. Viana mula sa itaas. Alikiki mula sa ibaba. Who is he going to target first? It's going to be a ring around the Rosie, and Goken will strike from the long angle at Antisocial. Ahead na naman. A nasty shot from Goken that gave them the 2v3. The 3v1 rather, that they needed to close this game out. There you go. 3-2 score. Antisocial, 1 round ahead.
It's an interesting time here on sub-base, man.
Yes. Alam mo na naiisip ko? Kung makta kalaban ng Antisocial, tapos na to.
Tama. Shoutout nga pala sa mga Pacific Makta fans dyan.
Maybe next year kasali sila.
Babawi yan 2025. Or we may be getting an extra slot out to the Philippines. Tira natin, no?
Hopefully. I mean, credit to Ubek Maniac, no? A lot of heads were turned from their performance. Guys, sila lang yung team na walang talo sa sub-base sa buong group stage, no? With some people calling them the best sub-base team in the whole world. So that's a very impressive feat as well. Pero ito na, YU will be going down early. A shot from Koi will keep them in a bit of control until Antisocial swarm the site. YJ nandito pa rin in a box na pinush ni WY. Traded out again as XMY. Shot WY down. And it's a 2v2 now. C4 wala pa rin in control ng Antisocial. Goken with the shot,
nakatawid.
not connecting yet. XMY, good push, but they take Goken
Oh!
down. Si Viana na lang ang natitira with 46 seconds left to play with.
Gonna be a hard one, man. C4 stuck inside of the site, can't even move forward. Now push out from XJ, not a care in the world now at Q9. Keeping it close, man. Keeping it real close.
Equaling Antisocial. And a good challenge from the defense Antisocial is what they didn't expect mula dito sa push in A. Some nade with close angle clearing. Medyo malayo si XJ dito. And Antisocial hope to make some players of Q9 rotate. So far, very defensive, very disciplined yung players dito ng Q9. Nobody moving. Koi still holding on. All alone in A. Which I think is the target for Antisocial. I think mag-rotate sila ng A site dito. Yan na nga, iniwan nila yung machine room. Now making their way to Woods. Luwag. The next area of context. And ito na, nakakaamoy na dito si Koi. Putting out some utility. Smoke, inihagis na. Uy. Nang bebait lang ng util dito ang Antisocial. Oh. Nung nag-smoke si Koi, lumipat ulit sila. Back to mid. And I think MR push is in the works. Viana calling for some rotations dito. What is the play, Antisocial?
What's the play? What's the idea? Ang dami na nagagamit ng utility, man. And I don't think Q9 is buying that fake over towards B either. Problem is, si Koi lang yung mag-isa dito with the smokes out, tawid, takes Viana who cannot cross the street pare. Pero si ADR ang susunod, YU here. Chooses to back off, wait for his teammates to come over. Tama nga naman yung pag-call nun, no? Player for the numbers here, make things easier. Bang XMY out through CR. Looking for a possible angle here. There's two inside of Taguan. Bato muna ng flash para kay YJ before they push all the way forward. Goken on the angle, walking on through, looking down. YU good for two, and it's gonna be Goken. Oh,
What?
He gets one kill. And YU on the other side of this. And XMY on the other, looking for the pincer, but cannot fight in the 1v1s.
Wow, the brute force from Antisocial. Goken with the shots. And you gotta remember as well, Antisocial started off that retake with one man down. Nakakuha ng isa si Koi dun eh. But they still win. And they still kept control of that post plant. Q9 behind now. And this BL side has been a headache. ADRF good opening kill. That leaves YJ all alone. Playing upstairs. Okay, good shots from YJ. Double kill. Keep control of this B site. Andito pa rin si YJ. Inubos na nga! And Q9 will answer back through YJ. Getting a massive, massive round.
Took a little bit long, man, but in the end, they did get it. At ito na naman, no? This is the crux. The most important round here for Antisocial. They can keep that momentum up leading into the second half. Is it possible? Because Q9, they've been going lights out these last few rounds. Push out, XMY, oops. Not gonna connect any of the shots here, but at least he's still alive for now. And Antisocial left scratching their heads. Where did we go? Utility out in LR, making sure that there's no forward aggression from AS in that direction. Same for second mid.
Taking as slow of an approach as possible para dito sa Antisocial. Smoke out from second mid. Q9. No commitment yet. And ito na naman, yung default nila kanina. 4-1 split, Goken down in B. This is gonna be a B execute dito. If I've ever seen one. Pero mukhang basa ng Q9. 4 players. 2 in second mid, 2 inside of sight. As the lineups do come in, smokes are a bait. This is exactly the same execute except for a flash down in Luwag. At yun na nga, second mid, a point of contact
Oh,
contest.
XMY.
This XMY will be able to find the first. WY goes down and this side take is gone with Goken taken out. Yung C4 nasa MR and Antisocial have to back off. What a shot from Koi with the pistol. And suddenly, Antisocial ubos. Dalawa na lang natitira dito. And LKK have nowhere to go.
Yep. Viana here, both of them now separated. Awkward out, but XMY spots out the two. That's going to be information now granted for Q9. Necessary information even, but it also gives them the way inside of A. The call for Q9 is to play for the numbers, play together. 2v4 here. The retake going to be a hard one for Antisocial to weather. Now utility being thrown out. Chip damage on LKK. He has to push. Find some sort of kill out here through Sikip, but he cannot connect the shots. YJ's way too fast. Viana now going to be left alone on the other side here inside of Luwag. Takes down one. Spread out. The 1v3 now. Up, down, and over. Viana will fall in Q9. Finally take that lead.
On the GR side, no less. Antisocial. Sinabi ko naman, pangalawang execute na nila yun eh. And Q9, syempre, nabasa na nila yun. You can't pull a double take on a team like Q9 because they will know what to do. The key for that round is to just take down Goken. Nasa kanya kasi yung C4. And that's exactly what Q9 did. Isolate Goken, take him out with a defensive angle on that and it was easy as that for Q9. Naubusan ng strat ata ang Antisocial doon ah. But the good thing is, this time, they are on the GR side. They don't necessarily have to create strategies unless they go to the post plant. And it is a double smoke out dito sa second mid. Bit of a challenge from LKK. But Q9, they know better than to rush. Still, holding on to the C4 dito sa labas ng second mid. And it is a very hard approach. Kahit saan sila pumunta eh. There's a heavy stack except for in A. Pero si WY kasi yung nandun with a proper angle. Ito na. Second mid contest. Flash grenade coming out. CR play from LKK to try and hold them down. YJ papasok na nga. B site is the target. It's a beep split. But the angle from Viana and LKK keeps control. RS is denied. And XMY, XJ, dalawang natitira. Oh, they pick up a kill. Pero yung C4 medyo mahirap i-retrieve para dito sa Q9. ADRF, WY, they know that if they give the C4 away, there's a chance for Q9 to turn this around. Big nades coming in. C4 retrieved, and that could be it. WY picking up the kill, and XMY all alone. 1v2. The pistol shot not connecting. And the defensive round from Antisocial works. 5-5.
A little bit awkward there in those last few moments, no? But yeah, nice and equal. When you think about it, that round did go down to the wire. No, it needed some special movement out of Antisocial to be able to convert. Now they can get their heads back on the right way, then it might be possible for them to end this. But it's much too close to call right now. Next, Jay. Up and through vents, waiting for somebody to push forward. Ba't ka nakatingin sa amin, pare? Pero si ADRF na sa may kabilang side, no? We've seen this before. This same setup from both these teams. Or they wait for somebody to push forward. It's a game of chicken. Elsewhere on the map, though, it looks like the Q9 roster struggling to piece together what this antisocial defense looks like for now.
Five to five. Remember, Antisocial leading in the points sa ating series. Is this an upset in the making, Josh? Or is it too early to call? We're halfway done with our game pa lang. Actually. As Q9 start to make their way towards the site. A good hold from LKK and WY gets 3. Pero Q9 still somehow managed to get the C4 inside of the site. Hindi nila may tanim as Antisocial's already pushing in. Good flashes coming through from Q9 as it buys a lot of time for Koy. Pero hindi siya makapagtanim ng C4 dito. Rotate. XMY expects the woods rush.
But
But the shot doesn't connect and XMY has to back off with the Colt. Yung C4 kailangan din itanim. Time ticking away as XMY just holding on for dear life. Koy, 24 HP, nag-push pa nga. Will be taking down LKK. A ballsy move from Koy. Gets the headshot in. And this might be a translatable round. 30 seconds. Nagpalit na nga ng baril. XMY will be putting down the C4 while Koy holds it down. Not connecting with the shots as XMY tries to recover from this. Viana with the save. And Antisocial should be able to get this round. There's plenty of time and that's it. 6-5. Antisocial are ahead again dito, Josh.
There you go. GR side, of course, being the easier part of this map. Same thing as Port, no? So for Q9, it's going to... Seems to me, at least, that it's taking quite a while to find an idea of what that defense looks like. How they respond to certain points of information being thrown out. Now, an early push out through MR. Viana's here. Cannot see anything for now. Choosing not to go, but here... Si YU yata nakita ni Goken dito. Uy, si Koy muntika na doon, pare. Tamang ingat lang. Now they are aware of the presence of two players here in MR for Q9. What the response will be is a question mark for now.
Look at this contest from Antisocial. Goken makes it happen with a shot onto YJ. And Goken is taking over. Another quick scope. Will be taken down but damage done. Dalawa na lang ang natitira para sa Q9 at si Koy hindi man lang makapasok ng MR. Will be able to push his way through. But where is the C4? Ayun, nakuha ni Koy. 2v2. Doable spot for Q9. And they will be sticking together. I think the proper play here is to just stick together. Habang yung players ng AS magkahiwalay, WY dito sa locker room. Meanwhile, ADRF in CR. Baliktad pala, no? Si WY nasa CR. As the C4 will be planted sa A site.
Right. Oh, right now, yung Antisocial hindi sila magkasama, no? But ADRF coming from all the way around the map, taking the long way around, pare. Medyo maraming oras na masasayang. Because WY can't go in here all alone, but he will. Out through sikip nakita yata si Koy. Headshots. And now it's gonna be XMY. Finds ADRF on the other side. Chooses the double up play around the metal box. Ring around the Rosie, and Koy gets that last kill. Wow. Yeah, these rounds, man. These rounds, one after another. Palitan lang talaga.
Yeah. Antisocial, they know that they can't make a mistake, no? Will get punished. And they can't let Koy get a field day. And it's getting a little bit hard for Goken to get the numbers in. Viana goes down early. So does YJ. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. Yung machine run push dito ng Antisocial, di na masyadong gumagana.
Yeah. Can't be getting away with the same things again and again, no? Oh, wait. What is this? What is Antisocial cooking? Lumisan silang lahat sa B site. Si LKK lang iniwan nila dito. And Q9, unfortunately, look like it might be a perfect read, no? Because actually the C4 is slowly making its way up through MR. Awkward moments here. What are they cooking? With Viana gone like this, what is going on?
It's actually no heavy stack. Yung dalawang tao sa A site. This leaves second mid vulnerable. Antisocial have to make a quick rotation pagka nag-push dito ng A. So tama yung play na ginagawa dito ni XJ. Make his way to vents. Get into CR. Habang undecided pa ang Q9 saan sila magpupush. This is gonna help him immensely to keep control. Make space in shutter. Pero a bit of hesitation from Q9. Medyo risky din naman kasi pag nag-push sila ng vents nang walang kasama. 3 people pushing. Pupunta na sila sa luwag. May isang tao sa ilalim. And WY
boy.
will be able to mow them down. XMY, good trade. Pero dito pa si Goken. It's Goken. And he's gonna
he
hit the
doesn't
shots,
check.
of course. It's Goken. And it's Antisocial getting themselves to 7. And this is where it gets scary for Q9.
Yep.
Map number 2 na tayo. It's their map pick. And Antisocial are still ahead.
Well, the Brazilian team, keep that dream alive, buddy. The fans of Goken right now cheering for sure in chat. As we wait for it to happen. Things to be thrown down. Goken again on the angle. Nakatawid yata si XMY dito. He has an idea of that possibility. Finally going to be activated now. Smokes thrown out defensively for Antisocial. And Q9 for some reason cannot find the vulnerabilities in the defense, at least for the last few rounds. Last time we saw this same scoreline, pare, kahit nung nakaabante na yung Q9, nakahabol pa rin ng Antisocial eh.
Calm and composed. Antisocial. Uy. WY almost getting taken off. And Q9. What's the plan, Q9? Koi has been instrumental for this team, but he hasn't had the same impact as Goken, has he? At least dito sa map na to, ah.
Yep. Not feeling that same impact from what we saw on ports. Might be suspect to what we said was the fizzling out, no, of the Brazilian fire later on in certain maps. And even in whole series, no? But Q9, tamang tawid lang muna, Goking yun waiting for the hits to be shown up, pero wala muna makikita. Now we'll see. Choosing to go into A site. Goken still waiting on Sikip for somebody to throw forward. Nades out. Doing so much damage here. Pero they're still not gonna go all the way in. Now, nakatawid. Goken sees them. YJY, you already passed it. WY good for one. The second in Goken! Found here by Truck. 3v4 now. The C4 gonna be found out in Luwag. Tamang atras lang muna si WY. Alam niyo kung ano yung paparating. 2 people. And look at XJ. Look at XJ inside of control room as well. Now, changes the kills. It's going to be XJ alone. 1 HP and so much work to do.
Yeah, it's impossible. Time is up. Literally. An Antisocial starting to pull ahead. They know what they've done. Look at the players getting hyped up. 8-6 Antisocial. Isa na lang match point na sila. And have a chance to get a 2-0 start to the series. And it's working, Josh, yung plano nila dito. The gimmicky maps as you've coined. Antisocial are starting to win. And I don't think Q9 saw this coming. They're starting to play impatient. Pushing up. Kahit may utility pa dito, they're pushing up. But Viana keeps them at bay. LKK goes down and you a chance to turn this around. Antisocial pick up a couple of kills and they open up the site. Pero Goken is still alive. WY still up and kicking as well. Goken finds an angle to hide in. And they will be coming in from different directions. This is Goken from second mid. WY from MR. And it will not be expected. Koi, 1v1, and Koi wins it. Q9 about to turn this around as they get the C4 down dito up against the Brazilian superstar, Koken. Anong magagawa niya dito? He has been impactful to say the least.
But
Pero
1v3?
Yeah.
Might be too much to be asked for, man. The smokes are up. He has to cover so many angles and Shutter. So hard to get past. Knowing CYU up on the Raptors. XMY takes him down. And Q9 will not go silently.
Yes. Laban. The rush from Q9 working. Second mid in their control. And here we go. Actually, no. Social, si WY pala yung top frag. He's been putting a lot of numbers on the board. As it's another quick take, but this time Antisocial getting scrappy. ADRF ang lalim gets the 3K, and you has to run away from the enemy squad who is hunting them down. You goes down, and si YJ na lang yung natitira. Will not last a second longer, as it is Antisocial claiming match points. This is Brazil.
Datum, it's happening again. Antisocial, the underdogs now in the lead, one round away from bringing themselves to what could be a 3-0 sweep. We can feel it now. Q9 missing the shots, missed calls, off on the timings as well on the map right now. YJ getting very aggressive along with the utility being thrown his way. Goken waiting, but he gets one. LKK, the trade's out. It's going to be a bloodbath everywhere on sub base right now. 3v2. Goken, not seen, jumps down, plays a little bit of parkour, but Koi shows up. 2v1, WY still alive now inside of jail, waiting for the possibility of pushing out, looking for an angle, looking for a way to eliminate one to make things easier, but it's too much to be asked for.
9-8. Strike back from Q9 is good. The rush not working anymore. And Antisocial, they have a one last ditch effort for this round. Ano kaya ang gagawin nila? Is it gonna be another rush, or are they gonna play defense? The answer is no. It's not a defensive time again. It's aggressive angles out in second mid. Papasok na si LKK. You will be meeting them with open arms. So it's ADRF going down. YJ as well. A lot of nades being thrown. LKK nag-push. Koi kahit bulag will be taken down by Goken. And Viana! What a flick from XJ! Suddenly it's a 2v3 in favor of Q9. Still a battlefield as Goken has to calm down from up close. Shuts down the enemy. And it's all up to XJ. Goken, what the heck was that?
Yeah, man, he's going to have to come in really clutch. Chooses to back off, goes the other way, might be overcooking actually. Look at Antisocial, they're waiting on A already. Could be walking right into the trap. Pressure on right now, the Chinese squad favorites for this series. Now, on the cusp of having lost the first two maps here. And XJ. Half HP. Two people. Goken, one of them.
Does
Goken's
XJ
watching
have
right
C4?
now.
Oh, at least.
He does have the C4. He does have time. Time to play around. Goken. He had the chance actually to catch Goken there, but he's not going to choose to go that way. WY on truck. Waiting. Nakita yung paa niya, but he cannot get the bullets down. Antisocial in Brazil. Vamos.
Yeah,
2-0 right now. Only one map away from eliminating Q9.
And you love to see it. Viana getting pumped, screaming. The players hyped up. Celebratory fist bumps, but they have to stay composed. Job is not done. But Antisocial, they have looked really, really good. And alam mo pansin mo talaga pag naubusan na ng strategy yung Antisocial, no? Magra-rush na lang talaga sila. Magko-contest na lang talaga sila. And that's a scary thing about Brazil squads. For other teams, it's kind of, sorry for the term, it's kind of stupid to rush. But for Brazil squads, it just works.
It just works. Man. Why change it if it's not broken, pare? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And man, for some reason, it is not being broken. It's not being bent. It's nothing. They're looking invincible right now against Q9 and Antisocial, proving everyone wrong so far in the first two maps. Now, the question is, Can they cap it off?
I mean, that's a struggle for a lot of teams, right? But Antisocial, they're so close. WY instrumental in this game. And you gotta remember as well, WY, the least experienced player in this roster, no? You talk about the likes of Goken, ADRF, Viana, tagal na nagko-crossfire ng mga yan. WY has been playing competitively only for 1 year. Kung makikita nyo mamaya yung stats why I'm highlighting WY, no? But he, along with Goken, was a massive headache yung mga kills nila dito.
Yeah, you can really tell, pare, kung paano sila naglaro, no? The way that WY, of course, young, fiery player, not necessarily the most fundamental, but it does still work, no? Sometimes when you are on maps like this, it really depends on the frags. As you can see, man, the frags more than needed right now for Antisocial. 1.0 for almost everyone except for Viana, but that's okay. Viana's the IGL after all. And look at Goken with a 1.36, 0.83 kill per round. WY as well. Almost a guaranteed kill per round, Datum.
Yeah.
These numbers are insane.
Yeah. And I think mas marami pang kills dito sa WY compared kay Goken. No? Mas mataas lang talaga yung KD ni Goken. As the sniper, has to play more defensive angles. WY is the one to trade for LKK and ATRF, kaya siya yung napupuruhan ng kills dito. But the number's not too far off again from Q9. Again, a 1.0 kill per round for Koi. But of course, the MVP is Goken. So many spotlight plays, putting just that X factor para sa Antisocial.
Yeah.
8-10 na naman yung score natin dito. The same exact score line in port. And the third map, Eagle Eye. This is where the true test begins for Antisocial.
Yeah. Eagle Eye having been one of the more popular maps for this year ever since it has been revamped. No, I think a lot of the Chinese teams have been picking up in recent times. That also includes other squads like SGG Reborn, who have used it as an essential weapon in winning series. Pero for this one, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I feel like the momentum might be too much for Q9 to end this run by Antisocial, no? Kailangan lang talaga nilang ipagpatuloy yung ginagawa nila. That same aggression, that same risk-taker attitude seems to have been working out for Antisocial Club ads so far. And the mid-rounding from Viana as well has been great.
Well, for the most part, there isn't a lot of macro involved in the mid-rounding ng Antisocial, no? They just fight.
Yep. It's like, okay, wait, don't go this way, go the other way, then take the kill.
Yeah. Yeah, but for now, we'll be having a quick break. Pagbabalik natin, it's gonna be map number 3 between Antisocial and Q9. I'm Daydom here with Josuave. We'll be right back. Huwag kayong mawawala. At nagbabalik tayo dito sa CFS Grand Finals Knockout Stage. Kami nga pala ang kasama nyo for the first series of the day. My name's Daydom here with the one and only Josuave. At Antisocial, man, isang round na lang, isang set na lang, they are about to pull an upset up against Q9.
Yeah, man, you can see it. Everyone on the broadcast believing in Q9 a lot more than Antisocial team, but they are more than willing to prove everyone wrong here. We're going to be ending possibly this series on Eagle Eye. And this, the good news is this was an Antisocial pick. They are confident enough to pick this against Q9, one of the Chinese teams that has specifically been targeting this map as a home. No, nakikita mo naman the numbers for Q9 here on Eagle Eye. They are no stranger to this map.
Yep. This is a map where they sometimes used to close out series, no? But their success rate hasn't been the best for this map, but it is one of their more played maps. It's not their most played map, but it's one of their more played maps. Now, meanwhile, Eagle Eye for Antisocial has been phenomenal this year, with an 80% win rate. 80%. It's a lot. It's a lot of games that they win here in this map, no? So the map dito favoring Antisocial for sure now, but let's see. Baka may iba din tayong makita dito for Q9. As we've been talking about, Eagle Eye is a map that is on the rise, not just in the Philippines, but in particular in China. Almost everyone in China plays Eagle Eye now. And of course, Q9 is one of those teams. Actually, medyo kaya nilang makipagsabayan sa ibang Chinese teams ibang top Chinese teams here in Eagle Eye. So, Antisocial, this is the power move for them. If they can win, they are the first to advance to the semifinals agad. So, it's an impressive feat for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, Brazil has not been having the best time in CFS over the last couple of years. So this is definitely going to be a boon for that CFBL region. Not to mention, Imperial is here as well, and with their fellow countrymen or region neighbors, no, Antisocial to get this first semi-final slot secured means that there is definitely hope for the rise again of CFBL. But with that being said, the possibility of an end of the road here, Q9 on home ground up against Antisocial, the underdogs. Who will win it?
That's the question. Series point for the Brazilian team. And it is the BL side where they begin, the side where they find a lot of success. The unconventional, aggressive playstyle ng Brazil favoring them. In Eagle Eye, you have to be really careful of the snipers talaga. But on the contrary, Goken is gonna have an easier time picking off people.
Yeah, this is Eagle Eye after all, no? So this is where the snipers really gotta throw out everything they can. There's not too much space being granted to the Antisocial squad right now. XJ ever so patient, waiting in bar, ready to serve some drinks if anyone chooses to go this way, but no pushes from Antisocial, at least for now. Koi on the long angle, looking for the peak, misses the shot, has to back off. 32 HP for him, XJ. Oh! First blood in this map here, and it's gonna be Goken who will fall. And this 4v5 might be a little bit more awkward, because remember, we talked about Antisocial. Most of the time, it is the Goken show.
But for the most part, LKK have been able to hold his own weight. Viana as well on the sniper this time. Good trade as XJ goes down. Back to square one we go with 1 minute left on the clock. Hotel yung kinontest dito ng players ng Antisocial as seem to be parading the C4 papunta sa B site. Close corner from WY might not be expected, pero they do. YJ take down WY. And it's gonna be a bit of a struggle to get the C4 down. Medyo malayo yung posisyon ni Viana. Some frantic flashes to get past the players here in mid. And 26 seconds to get the C4 down. Do they have enough time, Josh?
Actually, it just feels like plenty of time when this is Antisocial on the other side. But the problem is Koi's right here, waiting for someone, some sort of shadow from Antisocial to be seen. YJ catches them up through second mid. A bit of a surprise right now for them. But the plant has been brought on, but now it's going to be Viana. Finds one, but the other three coming up towards him. Pushes down over onto Koi. Switch to the AK. 1v2 now. Counting down the seconds, but Q9 have too much manpower.
There you go. They strike first in this round. And a good opener para dito sa kanila. An Antisocial. Well, this is their actually, I think this is their first round loss, no? If I'm not mistaken.
This is it's usually Antisocial taking the first round in the map. So this is a new precedent being shown. We'll have to see.
Definitely the best start that Q9 has, or rather, that Q9 has had this entire series. It's gotta feel good for them. And this is that X factor that we've been talking about, right? Eagle Eye as a map, plenty played in China these days. So Q9 might be a little bit more clean in this map than Antisocial might expect.
Yeah. Again, I mean, this is why Eagle Eye was such a questionable pick to be said as well. No, we actually expected Eagle Eye to be banned out by Antisocial, but it seems to me that they have actually prioritized this. They see this as a map where they can close out the entire series. So we'll have to see. Now you see the utility being thrown out, smokes, flashes, everything. The whole works. And you Stuck behind the box. Chosen now takes down one. WY here for the trade, but the C4 has been found on YJXJ. Look at that. It's going to be a bloodbath now on A side. WY left standing and cannot get any kind of leg room inside.
Nako po.
Q9. Whoa. This is the first time we're seeing an actual real rally in the first few rounds out of them.
And this is where, I told you, Josh, this is where it gets scary. The last 3 maps of our series feels like it's gonna favor Q9, and it's starting to feel just like that. 2-0 to start with. Sa ating Eagle Eye. A reverse sweep starting to look possible, but Antisocial, they have to not think about that right now. They have to think about the prize. And the prize is that semifinal spot. They're 1 map away. Pero XJ will be making it impossible for Viana to find anything as he takes him down, Josh.
Oh boy. Antisocial. Look at this. Forward push WY. They've actually cut the site in half with the usage of the smoke. He has made his way all the way through mid. But YJ and XMY exterminate the other two. And Gokin, LKK left to pick up the pieces right now. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. The C4 still going to be in their hands at least for now. But LKK not even going to be given a fighting chance.
Uh-oh. Antisocial, they're starting to get quiet over there. Q9 looming, towering over them right now. 3 rounds ahead. Q9 not looking like they're gonna stop anytime soon dito, Josh. LB contest, that's how confident the players of Q9 are. Koi taking a little bit of damage. But Antisocial, this is ang lalim ng mga smoke dito ng Q9. Hindi makalagpas ang Antisocial, Josh.
They're not giving them any kind of space right now. No choice. Oh, whoa. Okay. A little awkward out of XJ there, but it's not going to be a good start for Q9, at least for this round. Kailangan na Antisocial makaharap ng paraan to kind of counteract this initial push na meron na. Because that's already a 3-round lead by Q9 here. And again, when it comes to the fundamentals, the Chinese teams are equaled by none else.
Mm-hmm. And you got to talk about Eagle Eye as a map as well, right? It doesn't feel like a map that favors rushes. It favors intense gameplay. What is that peek from Goken? Barely seeing the head there. Shot doesn't connect, sure, pero Koi, that's enough presence from Goken to push Koi away. And LB is now getting pushed by Antisocial. Hotel, di nila ma-clear for now. They will back off.
But Gokin, guess that
again.
Second kill now for them again. Man, when you need a hero, it is going to be Gokin here. And YU, a little bit reckless, chooses to move forward. XMY finds WY on the push. No utility to be coupled with that. But there's so much manpower going out. Look at this. Gokin's already in mid, pushes all the way forward, cannot see anything. LKK inside of their own RS! Q9 are not ready for that. Big little surprise coming in from them, and now C4 slowly making its way towards B as the entire Antisocial squad looking to stop everything right now. And only 10 seconds to go. XMY and YU right now have to move forward. What is that, sir? Quick little kill on LKK, and Goken waiting on the other side. Spotted out, backs off. Just in time, it's going to be a 1v2. He has to play for the time. He has to play. Otherwise, he's going to get caught. YU's already in second mid, coming in from behind him as well. Waiting with the Colt out. Ready to pull the trigger. YU pushing forward. The headshot from Goken. Looking for the second, but he's still alive for now. Switches now to the rifle. Being pushed down. XMY. Oh, the other side! Again and again. The hero plays from Goken.
The 1v2, Goken pushed to the limit and still delivering. Antisocial, may kasama pang timeout. Wow. On the board. And just when you thought Q9 was coming back, Goken says, Vamos.
He says, "Vamo, indeed." No way in hell that round should have come that way, but man, it is Goken we're talking about. No surprises for real.
Woo. I'm feeling hyped off of that. Parang nabuhayan ako ng loob.
I
That's
feel like
antisocial.
you're about to bark, sir.
It has nothing to do with the certain energy drink I have on my hand. Nothing to do with that at all. With Antisocial are revitalized after that round. 1-3. I mean, it's still a mountain to climb for them, no? Mahirap pa rin laruin itong Eagle Eye na to. But it's starting to look... Yeah, it's starting to look like Antisocial have some fight left in them. At least dito sa map na to. So here we go. Timeout about to go away. And this battle continues.
Looking possible now for Antisocial, man. After that, they called the timeout, then win a round again. Mental reset on top of a round win is great. And sometimes that's all these Brazilian teams need. Look at that, the willingness to throw the utility out towards B. Q9, wondering where the hell it's going to be coming from. It's going to be a push through mid. Koi is on the angle, misses the shot. Gokin, the movement, and a Koi. Oh no, he's not looking real good. Right now, the entire squad of Antisocial on the other side of this wall, inside a cable car. ADRF takes down YJ, LKK for a second, a third! And they're falling one by one. It's gonna be YU now left alone and left to do the impossible. With a C4 down like this and a 1v4, Gokin and ADRF doubled up in second mid, not even gonna get into a chance to move forward out of RS.
Antisocial. And kita mo naman talaga, no, off the back of just that one explosion from Goken, everyone came online. Mga duel, panalo lang ng panalo dito. Antisocial. Very momentum-based, this team. But if you give them just a little bit of confidence, this is what happens. They strike. Fast, quick, clean, and with full force. 2-3.
What's that? XJ, the push out, takes down LKK, gets him by surprise. ADRF, down also. We're now seeing a different side of Q9, one that has been buried in the dust for the longest time. Catching Antisocial by surprise, not expecting that kind of a fiery push. And XJ here for another and another. Bypasses no man's land, no one will go there. And with the smokes up right now, Q9, they've done so much to discourage Antisocial from even pushing out of their own respawn.
2v3, Goken. Could be another round for the Goken shenanigans. Koi, very long angle. Next and Y inside. Oh, Goken with a double kill! And this could be a round that Antisocial turn around yet again through Goken. And I agree, Josh, there's no way, but that just looked impossible to turn around. But they're starting to do so. WY has to win the 1v1 up against XJ, who is down to 1 HP. Isang bullet na lang from this AK should be able to win this fight.
And Garage?
He expects the angle. XJ, nakita na nga yung shoulder niya dito. And XJ about to swing out. Who wins the fight? Is it WY or XJ? Only one person there. Wag mo na i-overthink, WY. There you go. Get the shot in. And this is all made possible by Goken. A 2v1. Koi pushing up. And Koi gets the timing.
No.
Now it's up to Goken again. A 1v1 of the superstars. And Koi is just the bigger one this time. Goken go down. Q9 back on the board.
What a round that was, man. And a heart-wrenching loss for Antisocial. The way that it fell apart in the first few seconds and the way that it almost went the way of Antisocial. No one could have been able to see that coming. But in the end, man, Q9 keep that lead and are looking to extend it further.
Antisocial. Crumbling. They're relying on Goken again, but this time it's a rush down in A. A split rush that is as they try and take down the site. Yun na nga, nabuksan na nila. Trade coming in, U takes one, but
Pero
LKK does as well. It's a full
Oh,
battleground,
Viana!
pero mula sa itaas, Viana, unexpected by Antisocial taking control of the site. Q9, you have to stabilize a 2v3. Antisocial have the upper hand. And YJ
No
coming
plant
in
yet.
as well from LA. Mid is theirs, but for now, C4 has to be planted. Goken, naghagis ng granada, and there you have it. Post-plant Q9, 2v3 retake.
It's gonna be a scary one too, man. This Goken. Very much alive. Viana, LKK, great positioning here on the map. Able to double it down. Even with XJ slowly making his way up, he's not going to be expecting Goken in this angle. And even then, he has to worry about the others now. Quick scope coming in from Goken. YJ left standing. And it's Goken again taking control.
Holy. Goken. He can, right?
He
It's
can.
not Go Kent. It's Go Kent.
It's Goken. Yes. Ang galing natin mag-joke, pare. Kaya nagagalit yung mga nasa comment section eh.
Ay. Uy, Goken na naman nakuha ng kill dito. Binaril pa nga yung kasapi. Akala niya. A misfire, pero okay lang. Go! Okay! Good shots. Double kill for Goken to start things off. And that keeps them at a level playing field dito. Let's see. 3v3.
Dalawang sniper ng Q9 para. They've been having a pretty good game. XMY and Koi. Shooting lights out so far. And this might be a great read from Antisocial. They've let go of everything on B. Q9 want nothing to do with that section of the map. And now they're slowly stalking up towards the strong side here, where there's a 3-man stack from Q9. Still nothing from Antisocial. Q9 starting to get antsy. Slow exploration forward. About to see LKK. Sees him. Can't connect the shot! And LKK takes him down one after the other here. Suddenly it's XMY left alone. And Antisocial, they have the chance all because of one fumble from the two players of Q9 here. But there's only so much time that you have in a round. XMY taking a coin flip, choosing to go towards B. And Antisocial still not moving at all.
25 seconds. Plenty of time to play with in this 3v1, all things considered. Especially now, they have some control of a site. Ang pangit pa ng angle na panggagalingan dito ni XMY. And WY quick to spot him out. Nades come out as XMY tries to swing in. Pero wala siyang masyadong pwedeng paglaruan dito. And Goken sees him! Just a split second. Yun lang ang kailangan ni Super Goken.
Karon lang talaga, pare. Grabe yung turn up ni Goken. We said it. Antisocial need a hero. This guy's gonna be the hero for that team. LKK also not far behind in terms of performance. But look at that. 12-4 so far here on Eagle Eye. Absolute insanity here, man. Pero, ito na. Koi. Waiting for it. Gets taken down. 3v3 now and only 2 minutes left still. Not too much ground gain for Antisocial. Got all the way up to second mid, but there's not enough information. There's not enough to go all in on the site for now.
3v3. I've seen this before. Antisocial coming out on top. Oh, aggressive play from the duo of YJ and YU. Taking control of bypass. About to enter hotel! Uy, Goken! Oh, we rarely see him miss, pero this time si Viana yung makakahanap ng isa. Goken same angle, very tight. YJ lilipat na. Good decision from YJ. Actually, Oi!
Oh
Barely
my.
missed the shot again, and Viana about to swing out. YJ getting contested from 2 different angles. Flash coming through. C4 still a ways away. Malayo sa site. Pero a 2v3, this is very doable for Antisocial.
More than doable right now. But XMY on a sniper like this, unless they take an unneeded angle, then it's going to be a very awkward time. They choose to go out, back off, go all the way around the map, up through mid, possibly catch a rotation in case either the Q9 players are here. And they are. XMY is right here in mid, waiting for them to show themselves. Smokes out. That should give XMY an idea.
Yeah. Pero wala siyang space because of the smoke.
Ooh. Off angle, Goken takes down YJ now. It's XMY alone. He takes down one. Flashes out still, but he's still alive. C4 found. He has to back off. Goken and WY on the other side retrieving the bomb now, looking for that plant. And XMY is trying to buy time, but there's not enough time here for him. Pushing forward as the smoke dissipates, and it's going to be another kill for them.
XMY unable to clutch it, and for what feels like the third time today, Antisocial look unstoppable. 5-4, and it's just an advantage going into the second half that they really feel comfortable in. GR side naman for Antisocial. Aside that, they really look to struggle in, but pagka nagpa-pop off talaga yung players nila it just feels like, see? It feels like they have everywhere to contest and they win every time. LKK gonna provide assistance. Viana on the pistol, and suddenly Q9 have fallen apart. XMY nasa RS pa rin siya, Josh, and he can't get past the smoke.
What do you even do in this situation, man? The 2v4 right now. XMY spotted out, does get that 1 kill over onto ADRF. Punishes the aggression this time, and XMY still. Or the possibility of Viana here. He is here. Saw the utility being thrown, but he's not going to be hit for now. The problem is, Q9, how do they convert this round, right? The C4 is so far away, and LKK coming in from behind. Tamagulat lang si XY dito. Playing a ring around the Rosie inside of mid right now as the rest of his team coming on. Goken's right there, buying the time for it. The kill for him, and Goken with another slam dunk.
It's Goken again with the close. An Antisocial pulling ahead and ahead. 2-round lead, and you can see the disappointment in the players. Q9, they did not expect this much of a fight from the Brazilian squad, but they have to face reality. They have to face the music, and the truth is, Antisocial are giving them a beating. At tuloy-tuloy lang. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Tinan mo kung gaano aggressive ang angles dito ng Antisocial. ADRF, what is this?
All the way in second mid now. Has to wait for the timing. Finds one. YJ caught by surprise right now. And this is Antisocial activated, man. Everyone hitting their shots. Even ADRF who has not been having the best series so far. Look at Goken in garage.
Oh my
sees
goodness.
XMY, takes him down. And man, right now Q9 stuck in a corner, getting strangled, running out of oxygen as every round passes by. And the options dwindling with every second that passes. A 3v5. And the confidence very shaken for Q9 Club. Koi even missing the shots. A superstar uncharacteristic here. 2 for nothing right now. Not a single conversion in the last 2 attempts on the duel. And Goken here taking down his adversary. YU and XJ have the chance to save the round. They get inside of cable car. But they're so close. You can't put the bomb down just yet because there might be someone on the other side. YU checks it out, sees Viana on the other. LKK, ADRF waiting out through RS now, and Goken on the angle. He's so ready for it, but LKK takes down YU first. XJ, kita tumawid sa loob ng cable car. LKK given the signal. It's gonna be a 1v3 and there's too much to be asked for. Antisocial, what is this?
Indeed. They are breaking Q9. You can see it on their faces. And they know it as well. The players hyped. And Q9 crumbling. Look at Koi, man. The disappointment in his face. They're staring at defeat. And Viana literally brings out the playbook.
Literally brings out the blue playbook. You know it's business.
Mm-hmm. They've come to play, they've come to work, and they've come to take down Q9. An upset, the very first upset in the making dito of the grand finals. 36 seconds is all Q9 have to conjure up something, anything dito, Josh. Anything at all. Wow. I can't help but smile. I can't help but smile for Antisocial.
Yeah, man. Everyone except the Portuguese broadcast. Oh boy. This is it. This is it. Antisocial team. Not just pulling away in terms of scoreline, but the mental also for sure shattered for Q9.
Of course.
And there we go. The round already, bakbakan kaagad, Viana on the angle. Sees at least a couple of silhouettes on the other side of the smoke, chooses to reposition. No risk for now, Smokes. Backing it off. YU. First contact, wary of the angles na pwede sila magtago dito pero wala muna. Walang makikita.
A scramble for air. Antisocial. What's the plan? Parang walang bagong nilabas dito ang Antisocial, no? Except for the bypass push and an aggressive angle mula kay W or kay YU. Pero ito na, mag-push na dito ang Q9 over towards A, but it's WY, it's Viana, it's Antisocial again. Goken in here as well, but he is not even needed. Viana with a big round, and he knows how explosive he was. 8 rounds
boy.
on the board, and Antisocial are this close. They're this close
boy.
to pulling a huge upset.
Pare, alam mo ba yun yung ginawa ni Viana kanina, pare? He had a reading from the book of Viana.
Here we go again.
Viana. And again, bakbakan kung bakbakan, sunod-sunod.
Oh
Antisocial absolutely plowing through Q9, looking to shatter their hopes and dreams in front of the home crowd on their own home soil. And they're 1 round away from sweeping one of the tournament favorites.
It's settled in. It has settled in on the players of Q9. They are facing the music. They're doomed. Q9, is there anything left in the tank? Koi.
Why?
Oh no! Okay, a good try from Koi as WY picks up the first, but this is Q9 fighting for their lives, backs against the wall. C4 in the middle of the site. Antisocial, well, look at how wary, how nervous, kabado ang players ng Q9 dito. Hindi nila alam saan manggagaling ang mga players ng Antisocial. Hindi nila maiwanan ng isa't isa. Antisocial closing in, time ticking down. 96 seconds, but it feels like Q9 are running out of life as they make their way towards LB, Josh.
Oh, man. And you can feel it, the pressure. Slowly mounting up here over the course of 3 maps of failure. Round after round of failure. The 4v5 right now, but it feels like it's only 1. Feels like there's too much to be done. ADRF chooses to back off. Q9 sticking to their old ways. Methodical. Taking it little by little to get that bomb down. Stick to the objective here. Viana making that call. I think he has an idea now that they're about to go inside. Now Viana spots it. Goken good for 1. Q9 Running out of space. Running out of chances. C4 not even planted for now. They don't feel it. They do not see what's coming. Koi switches now to the AK. 30 seconds here. Antisocial circling like sharks around Q9 right now, looking to hunt them down. And now the smoke to take the retake coming all the way in. Viana taking down one. Hopes and dreams in the air right now.
It's falling apart.
Q9 falling apart in the face of
Oh!
adversity. But it's going in. They still keep it together. And Q9, they deny that win, at least for now.
They stay afloat, but for how long? You mentioned the sharks, the predation that has been happening dito. And Q9, all they've done is buy themselves a bit of time. Antisocial, eto na. Kakagat na nga ba sila? Pushing in, the hotel is in their control. Viana is so deep in enemy territory, he could just strike the moment XMY peeks away.
Look at him.
And Antisocial, they can
ADRF.
smell blood. They can smell blood. ADRF up close and personal as well. Q9, they seem to know that LB is a default push from Antisocial, but it is getting closer and closer to a precipice. Palapit na tayo ng palapit, Antisocial. They seem inevitable. And mid seems to be the play for Q9. Is this a point of desperation? Mid is impossible to push.
Right now, there's Viana here. Choke point. First kill for the IGL. Goken catching them as they push out as well. Q9 falling apart little by little. Koi keeping it alive, but it's a 2v4 right now, Matt. They're so close here. Falling apart bit by bit. X and Y. Hopes and dreams denied by the Brazilian squad. The underdogs proving everyone wrong on Chinese soil.
A 3-0 against an undefeated team in groups, and Q9 thinking it was just gonna be another day. Oh, how wrong they are. Antisocial, they have done it. They get themselves into the semifinals. And who would have thought that this would happen? Not me, Josh.
Not us.
Antisocial. This is the start of something beautiful for them.
Would have expected this, man. Not just the win, but the sweep as well. Against one of the oldest franchises of Crossfire in China. A championship winning team. And you can see the pride on their faces, man. Viana so happy. Goken, by God, Goken exploding out of the gates every single map. LKK, everyone was doing what they needed to do. And this was the Antisocial, the full potential of Antisocial as a team. We saw everything we needed out of them, not just relying on pure star power, but the calls from Viana were great. The lurks from LKK, ADRF being unexpected in moments where he was not seen. And again, the surprises being thrown in Q9's faces, man. It's like they had no idea what was going on.
And the way they did it too, 3-0, Josh. In a very convincing map number 3 on the BL side. This is crazy from Antisocial. The very first upset we've seen ito sa ating group stage. Well,
and
apart
it's
from,
only the first match.
Yep. Apart from LCK, but I saw that coming.
Okay, I see you.
Oh my god.
The only LCK believer. But yeah, I mean, this no one would have expected this, man. Like, not in the most remote of worlds. No one expected it except the Portuguese broadcast, and the 3-0, pare. Did not see that coming at all.
Yeah. And we were banking on the fact that mag-reverse sweep dito ang Q9, no? Because those last 3 maps, Q9 looked better, but we didn't even get to map number 4.
We did not get to map 4, man. And hey. Shoutout kay Direk, pinapaulit lang na mali pala kaming lahat.
Alright, well, there you go. A beautiful start to this day, a 3-0. And Antisocial get themselves ahead. And where did this come from Antisocial? I I do not know where they pulled this off from, but it's Brazil, baby. Vamos
It's
para sa
Brazil.
kanila. And we were
Wow.
talking about this too, Josh. We were talking about this at the start of the game. Which of the Brazil squads are going to come through? Well, now there's a chance na pareho sila.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No way did we see this coming. It's insane, pare. This is the first time in a while that we're seeing this kind of a performance out of a third seed. Okay, this is the last seed out of Brazil, which is why the odds were so stacked against them. No one believed in them on all the broadcasts other than the Portuguese broadcast, man. And even then, man, you could also argue that the Portuguese broadcasts were doing it for clout. but you get my point, man. Who would have seen this coming, especially this Eagle Eye? The
Oh my
10-5 and Goken going absolutely nuclear. This, pare, 3 maps, 3 MVPs, 1 man. And that 1 man is Goken. Look at those numbers.
4.2. Oh my God, Goken. What the hell is that? That is something. And pulling that against Q9, I mean, it just reinforces the fact that Antisocial, when they start going, when they get going, there's nothing that can stop them. MVP.
Yeah, man. This guy, 3 for 3, Matt. 3 for 3. Every map a winner. Every map an MVP. The Goken doubters out there, y'all were wrong. Me included.
Yep. Man, I mean, me too. I knew Goken was good. Antisocial, I think didn't had enough fundamentals to win the series, pero fundamentals out the window, we will win. Vamos ang playstyle dito ng Antisocial. And Vamos, they go to the semifinals. Congratulations, Antisocials. The first big upset of our playoffs. And it's just the first series of the playoffs dito.
Man.
Josh, it's...
Wow.
Yes.
Shoutout nga pala ng mga kaibigan. 3-0 tayo, walang tech pause. Alam mo kung bakit? Wala kasi si Salvatore dito.
Yep.
Pero man, what a godly performance out of Goken. And this is what we needed to see out of Antisocial team, no? A squad that functions together. And not only they don't depend on Goken, they complement Goken.
Yeah.
The insanity he brings to the maps are multiplied by just the sheer amount of different ways that the Antisocial Club were able to play around on the map. And we got LKK showing up out of nowhere, ADRF. Again, with the frags, the entry is absolutely insane. And Viana, when he had to pick up the sniper, he was still hitting the shots while calling out of his mind.
Which is crazy. And I think the biggest evidence of that is yung first kill na stat, no? Kung mapapansin nyo guys, 0 yung first kills ni Goken because it was always either WY, ADRF, or LKK. Sila yung mga entry fraggers dito ng Antisocials. More emphasis on ADRY kasi siya talaga yung pinakamalaging nangungunang makapasok dito, no? Always the first contact, which is why medyo mababa yung KD niya dito, but always creating that space is quintessential for Antisocial success for this series. It's not just the Goken show, at least not for this series. And
At least not for this series.
This is the Antisocial I want to see from here on out. I think kaya na lang i-take over kahit yung number 2, number 1 seed Vasco Imperial if they keep this up.
Yeah, man, it's something that was lacking the last few days. I don't know. 3BL slapped them around yesterday. Bako nagalit yata si Viana, no? Di pinatulog, siniguradong mag-scream sila all 12 hours of the day bago makabalik dito sa stage. But man, you gotta respect it, dude. You gotta see the reason why Brazil plays like it does is because they have players that can do this. They have systems in place to not only depend on one player but to enable them to multiply that star power to something that is different on a different level, no, exponential in performance compared to what it would look like elsewhere.
Yep. And Antisocial, it's something to see them perform like this in the group stage. It's completely another to see them perform like this in the playoffs. Given the context, given who they're facing up against, given who they've already faced up against, given the numbers on the board, number 3 sila, number 2 sila sa group stage, and Q9 being undefeated in the group stage as well. And this was, by all means, a one-sided affair.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was close in port, it was closer in sub-base, but it was...
Not even close in Eagle Eye, mga kaibigan. Iniwanan ako ni David
Ay, sorry.
literal. Pero nakabalik na siya,
it's complete domination in Eagle Eye. No? It was close for a second until it wasn't. And you love to see Antisocial finding this success.
Yeah, man, you just love to see it, man. Ganun talaga, no? Who doesn't like a good underdog story? A David and Goliath matchup ending with a David winning. That's exactly what we got out of today. And with them seeking in that guaranteed at least 4th place spot, man, that is something great. Imagine the 3rd seed out of Brazil. What does it look like for Imperial? What does it look like for everyone else as we continue with the matches here in the quarterfinal?
Ayun nga eh. It's still a long ways ahead for Antisocial. No, they're gonna be facing up the likes of super teams naman from here on out. No, if Wolf Empire gets past Imperial, isa sa mga potential makalaban yun ng Antisocial, Wolf Empire. Chengdu All Gamers still in the mix. There's still a lot of teams. Actually, Imperial can pull an upset against Wolf Empire then. No, tingnan natin kung magiging dalawa ang ating Brazil teams in the semifinals, but I'm already very, very impressed with Antisocial dito. There's a chance for them to reach even greater heights, but as far as I know, this is one of their best wins, or one of their best seedings ever since for the past few years, no? Antisocial. Let me check let me pull their numbers real quick habang tinitingnan natin, habang naghihintay tayo ng post-match interview if there is one. Pero let me see yung match data dito ng Antisocial team in the past. Well, we've seen, this is not the first time we've seen them find success, no? But I think last year hindi sila naglaro, no? I think last year hindi sila naglaro sa CFS
Yeah, it's a
Finals.
completely different roster, man. Goken used to be on Imperial, pare. It's it's a it's literally what you could ask for. No? It's a ragtag squad of Brazilian players making it all the way here into the semis.
And they looked real good. So here they are, looking absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there's nothing left to say, guys. It's just impressive. Pero chill muna tayo ngayon, Josh. Panoorin, kausapin muna natin lahat na nandito sa ating comment section. Si Sneaky Frog, kanina pa dyan sa comments. Shout out
niya, log ka daw, pare. Log ka daw.
Hindi ko magalaw si Dadum. Shout out kay Sneaky Frog in the main broadcast sa ating Hangzhou stream. No? If you wanna see Sneaky Frog casting, make sure to check out yung Crossfire Stars page. Doon siya sa English broadcast.
At
pero...
wag kayo magreklamo kasi English talaga yung sasalitain niya doon, ha? Kasi sa akin, ayaw niya mag-i-English ako, eh.
Pero salamat sa lahat ng supporters natin na andito pa rin. No? Napakaganda ng mga games natin so far. 3-0, wow. An explosive start for the team that we didn't expect to have an explosive start.
Yeah, man. I mean, if anything, we would have expected this to probably be a 5-map affair. But, I mean, Q9 just they were not it today, man. It was on top of just not being able to perform well, they were not able to read through how Antisocial were playing. Viana was calling out a storm. Goken was lights out. This guy was going nuclear. And the same thing for the other members of the team, man. It's absolute insanity that we could see. Especially since that Brazilian offense, right? One that moves so fast, especially on Eagle Eye. Every time they made that call to go hyper-aggressive, Q9, they were essentially shaking in their boots.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You can't help but feel like maybe there's a bit of an underestimation coming in play para dito sa Q9, no? Because number one, they gave away the maps na comfort maps nila. And for another, they didn't even score a single map. Which kind of begs the question, did Q9 come into this match prepared? Did they come into this match expecting this to be an easy win? Kasi Antisocial, they just thrashed them dito, Josh. I mean, it's I know it's not good to say that, pero I can't help but feel a certain way. Now Q9 might not be the most prepared because usually this team is a very brainy squad. Usually linear calls like the rushes that Antisocial were doing onto them is something that's easily solvable for Q9, but they didn't even score a single map, which says a lot for this matchup, Josh.
Yeah, man, it's the sheer amount of time that they were able to play here. Not even the sheer, it's just the rounds as well, right? The pace at which Antisocial were calling, it's something that's so unique to Brazil. And unfortunately, man, Q9, they cracked under the pressure.
Yeah.
It was just not there.
Yeah, there's no better way to put it, no? Parang na-pressure sila. Pero for now, let's throw to the winner's interview. Let's see what Antisocial have to say.
Storming with his team, Antisocial team to be exact, into the playoffs. Congratulations. I think people would have been brave to say that was going to go 3-0 to Imperial. I know you'd be confident you could win. Did you think you were going to do it 3-0?
Nós sabemos que vocês estavam muito confiantes, né? Mas não estávamos sabendo que poderia ser 3-0 assim. Vocês pensaram que ia ser tão fácil assim?
Para ser sincero, eu estava muito confiante, eu sabia que ia ganhar essa partida, mas não esperava um 3-0. Eu achei que seria um 3-1 para a minha equipe.
说实话，虽然我们赢了，我们也很自信，但是我们确实没有想到会是3-0，最多觉得本来会是一个3-1。
3-1. Yes, a few thought 3-1. A few thought 3-1 the other way. You seemed, Gokun, in map 2, it seemed like you came alive a bit more, like you started playing more confident. Did something change for you in map 2 in particular?
No segundo mapa, né, vocês já, como tiveram a primeira vitória no primeiro mapa, no segundo mapa pareciam mais confiantes ainda. Vocês fizeram alguma modificação tática?
Acho que não teve modificação nenhuma para o segundo mapa. Nós ficamos muito confiantes depois de ganhar o primeiro, é claro. É muito bom vencer a primeira partida para que a gente possa ficar mais confiante no resto das outras.
我们没有做出很大的改变，就是获得了第一场胜利，我们在第二场也就越来越有信心了，就感觉第一场已经有很重要，第一场胜利已经很重要了，所以我们就信心越来越大。
Okay. Tell me about this. This I love. Tell me all about your lucky car.
Você podia nos falar mais um pouco sobre esse carrinho? Você está segurando na mão?
Brinquedo do meu filho, eu trouxe a primeira partida que eu jogo com um brinquedo dele e eu joguei esse jogo pensando nele.
这是我的儿子的小车子，然后我的第一场比赛我就带过他的，所以我现在一直带着。
Your mascot means a lot to you. I understand. I love it. I will ask you. You're probably going to fight up against Wolf, Empire, or Imperial Esports. Ooh, Brazilian team. Do you want Wolf or do you want Imperial, and why?
Na próxima partida, né, que pode ser tanto com a Wolf ou com a Imperial, queremos saber qual das duas equipes você prefere jogar contra.
Para ser sincero, eu prefiro jogar contra a Wolf, porque jogar contra o Brasil eu sinto que é mais fácil ser cauterado, porque eu treino muito contra eles e faço muitas coisas novas e acaba ficando com o que eu deixo para fazer aqui na CFS as minhas melhores coisas.
Pode me explicar o que é alterado?
Alterar
我更希望是跟 Wolf， 因为我们觉得跟巴西打的话，就更容易会被就是被忽略掉的， 所以还是更想就是跟 Wolfie 打。
Honka, the Wolf team. Interesting. Interesting. Sometimes Brazilian teams want to face each other, sometimes keep them apart for now. We know we have to the big stage. Antisocial team. Gokan will be ready with his Brazilian friends. Obrigado, Gokan.
Cheers.
We will see them in the playoffs in the top 4. And don't go anywhere, as another match is coming here on our knockout day 1. We'll find out who else will be joining Antisocial team in our playoffs this weekend.